From the El Dorado Chemical broadcast booth atop the Emerson Brewer press box, I'm Wayne Pumphrey, and we welcome you to the Dragon Sports Network's coverage of Junction City football. Tonight, the most anticipated game in the state, number 1 versus number 2. Take your pick which one's number 1, take your pick which one's number 2. Depends on what poll you're looking at. But it's the Fordyce Redbugs and the Junction City Dragons. Welcome to the Union Kennel and Farm Supply pregame show. I'm Wayne Pumphrey, and next to me, the coach, Gary Meeks. And Coach, let's dive into it right now.
Yes, sir.
This game has been, everybody, like I said, everybody's been waiting on it. Let's start with Junction City. What do you need to see out of the Dragons tonight? Give me a couple things you want to see from them tonight.
I'm going to start up front with the offensive line, defensive line, offensively. You know, the footing is not going to be there right off the bat. So hopefully, the linemen that can read their blocks and make the good blocks. And, you got a couple of linemen that played in this game last year, that's kind of got the experience. That's a plus right there for the Dragons. And running backs hold on to the ball. They're going to be scratching and clawing, trying to get that ball out, hold on to the ball. We got to finish drives. I've been hitting on it all year because if you remember me back saying, it's a time where you're going to need to finish drives. Well, this game right here is very important when you need to finish drives. So you work hard to get all the way inside 30. Go ahead and put points on the board. Don't leave nothing out there on the field for defensively. That defensive line going to have to cause problems up front. Everything they run is timing. Defensive line going to have to fire the ball and make tackles and tackle as a team. You can't have one guy tackling 10 looking. You got to have all 11 tackling to the ball. Secondary, stay alert. They try to hit you with a little wing tee, then they come out with a spread. So secondary got to stay alert.
So this is definitely a game. Know your assignments, remember your assignments, and perform your assignments.
Yes, sir.
All right, for Junction City, you've had 4 weeks off, basically.
Yeah.
People are kind of throwing it out there like you had 4 games where, you're Coach Smith. What do you tell your team going into this game?
This is the one we've been waiting on right here. Like you said, we don't have 4 weeks off, but, this was the time you put in the extra reps for it right here. This is the time where we, all the practices and everything in the summer. This time to show it right here, and I'm pretty sure he had his bunch focused ever since last week, starting Sunday, and I'm pretty sure he going to have this bunch ready to play ball tonight.
Indeed, and then like I said, this is the game everybody's been waiting on. We will be bringing you all the action. We're going to step away for 2 minutes, and then we'll be back with some more thoughts from Coach Meeks. I'm Wayne Pumphrey. You're watching Junction City football on the DSN. We are back at Paul H. Muse Field at David Carpenter Stadium. We're still about 8 minutes away from kickoff. Fordyce is already, they're down on the far end waiting to take the field. And the Dragons have not come out of the Rosenwald Fieldhouse yet. So we still got a little bit of time. Coach Meeks, we talked about Junction and what you want to see out of them tonight. Talk about these Red Bugs.
Hey, don't too many teams come to the hill with the speed that Fordyce got. You know, they got some skilled players that can, you know, 1 or 2 missed tackles and they can take a 10-yard run 90 yards, you know, and take a 5-yard spot pass 99 yards. So, you know, speed's gonna be a big factor for them. But hopefully, you know, this field, a wet field, kind of slows them down a little bit, you know, where we can make tackles and stuff. And they riding a high horse right now. You know, they coming in, you know, everything's been going their way. I think the way they've been trying to put points on people, they trying to prove to the state, hey, you know, hey, it ain't all about Junction this year. Hey, we got to say so in this fight too. So hopefully, you know, our Dragons can come out and just match them up speed-wise and play good. This when fundamental football come in play right here, you know, with the conditions like it is. So hopefully they can play fundamental football, make their reads, and we have a good ball game.
And indeed, like we said a while ago before the commercial break, assignments are important tonight because Fordyce will test you every inch of that field from one end to the other. They have the speed to do it. As you can tell, folks, weather's going to play a role in that. How much of a role? The field is draining good. Gary, we got to brag on Coach Carpenter. Let's brag on the head dragon a minute. When he got this drainage system redone, he did it right. It is drained.
Yes.
So the field, especially with a 2-week break, it's good right now. Now, as the game progresses, we'll see.
Yes.
We're going to step away again one more time. Coach Meeks, I will see you at halftime.
Yes, sir.
When we come back, we'll be ready for the opening kickoff between the Dragons and the Red Bugs here on the Dragon Sports Network. You're looking live at Paul H. Muse Field at David Carpenter Stadium, where tonight it's number 1 versus number 2. Like I said earlier, pick your poll. It doesn't matter which poll, whether it's AP, Hootens, or whoever. These two teams are at the top of the list. The Junction City Dragons coming in with a 19-game home winning streak, 2-time defending conference champions, and defending state champion, taking on the Fordyce Red Bugs. Last year, it went down to the wire. You saw that game on the DSN. It went down to an extra point. Junction City prevailed 7-6. I'm Wayne Pumphrey, and joining me here is a member of the Dragon Football Wall of Honor, and he holds the distinction that no other quarterback can hold at Junction City. He's faced these Red Bugs 3 times. Back in the 80s, he beat them every single time. Welcome tonight, my good friend, Mr. Sean Enos.
How you doing, Wayne? I love that statistic, by the way.
Hey, that's one statistic.
That's not coming down.
No, that won't come down.
Every week you text me and tell me something else fell off the list. Well, that one's not going to, brother.
That one will stay. I can guarantee you that.
That's staying.
The captains are meeting at midfield. While they're doing that, let me remind folks that, we're battling elements tonight. So if you see a little lens cleaning or a little readjusting and stuff, bear with us. We're going to bring you the game. The element we're battling more than anything, it was the wind here for about 40 minutes, but it is now the rain. And as you can tell, looking at the lights, it is still drizzling pretty hard now. The field is draining good. Alan Russell with 42 Sports did a pregame thing on their network, 42 Sports Network, talking about the field condition. That is very good. Good footing right now. We'll see how that goes as this game progresses. The 19th meeting between the Red Bugs and the Dragons. Fordyce leads it 13-5. Junction has won the last 2. As you see, the Dragons taking the field. One thing to remember also, the last time Junction City lost at home or lost a conference game, it was to these Red Bugs in 2016. Now, all that stuff I just told you is great to talk about, but Sean, it don't mean a thing now. It's time to play football. Let's get your take on it. Start with Fordyce. What do you see out of them that may be a concern to us?
Skill positions. I mean, I did a little research on some different areas on the internet and Hootens and so forth, and what I get out of that is they're pretty deep at running back, receiver, quarterback. They seem to have a lot of speed, a lot of guys with experience, and they may be that backfield may be a handful.
I know that Parker's Chapel, talking with some folks from there, talked about the fact that they're just loaded with speed. They put 72 points up on the Trojans.
Right.
Just about everybody they faced, they have really racked up the points.
Right.
Junction City, the last 4 weeks has been piling up the points. The opponents, it was games that everybody knew, hey, take care of business, you're going to win with ease. Coach Smith, talking with him just a little bit, he feels confident with his team. They're ready to roll. They know what's at stake. And what is at stake? Whoever wins this tonight more than likely takes the 8AA conference title. That's just about a given. Might as well be a given. The number 1 seed in the playoffs from one side of the bracket will be determined here tonight in all likelihood.
Yep.
Junction City would love to get that number 1 seed just as much as the Red Bugs. They know it's going to be a ball game just based off those 2 things. But then you got bragging rights. You got revenge motives. You got all that kind of stuff. As you can tell, it's already a little bit of chipping started, and they haven't even kicked off yet.
A little chippiness out there. But, Wayne, we knew in July this was going to be maybe this moment right here was coming. Am I right?
Yes.
I mean, I think the whole football-watching state kind of figured this would be the situation tonight, and here we are.
Well, you're right. When you look at the schedule, you go, okay, October 25th, if this goes like I think it's going to go, these 2 are going to settle a lot because there's going to be a lot on the line, and everything came true. The undefeated Red Bugs will kick off Junction City with the 1 loss to Harmony Grove at the start of the season. And let me go ahead and say that was a team Fordyce handled with ease.
Yep.
So the Dragons got a lot on the plate tonight to deal with. We are set to go. The Red Bugs have teed it up, and it is time to get down to business here at the Muse. The kick will go to the side. It will be fielded at about the 25. That is going to be, let me see if I can get a number there.
Number 7.
That's 7.
That looks like a 7.
That is a 7. Of course, that is Jakiron Cook. He gets up to about the, let's see, they're going to mark it around, I believe, the 30. We'll wait for the officials to put it down. And the Dragons will go to work there. Brady Hutchison at quarterback. Dante Gilbert, number 11, splits out to one side.
What I tell you last year, one of the things I liked about Brady Hutchison when we watched that game in Fordyce.
Oh, I remember.
What did I say?
He loves playing in the rain for some reason.
For some reason, he throws a good rainy football, and that's a. Hope I didn't jinx him, but that's a good trait to have.
Yes, sir. That is Johnson in motion. A high snap. Johnson's got it. He's trying to get to the outside. There is nowhere to go.
Speed.
They got over there quickly to the 25.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a bad snap, but I don't think it broke the stride at all on the actual play. But man, Fordyce is fast.
They are. They cut immediately because it looked like for a second he had open field, and the Red Bugs were there immediately. The one thing we've heard, Gary talked about it, Alan Russell talked about it. Everyone I've talked to, speed. They are loaded with speed.
Well, sometimes you can set them up with that speed and do things later in the game that pay off pretty big for you.
Hutchinson back on second down. Throws. He's
Nobody
got a man
over
open.
there. Nobody over there.
And this will be a Dragon first down, and then some. That is Johnson, I believe, on the reception.
Johnson, yeah.
And
I have no idea how he ended up that open, Wayne.
I don't either. He was wide open. And, of course, that is a Ginger Taleno All-State Insurance first down. And, I mean, now the wind's really picking up on us here. So just bear with us, folks. It's going to be a 1st and 10 Junction City from about the 44-yard line. Here's the give. Cook trying to get to the outside.
Speed again.
Sean, they are there immediately as far as the outside plays.
They know what's coming on some of those little handoffs out of the pistol or whatever, and they're watching the edges hard, Wayne. I'm an edge guy. I talk about setting the edge and blocking the edge a lot. And, that's okay. I have a feeling we can set them up for other things with that aggression on the lateral speed that they have.
That's right. You can swing them all to one way and catch them off guard on the other side.
You can do other things for sure.
It's going to be second. Let's call it about 14. Dragons sitting at the 40. Give straight ahead. And that is going to be about a 3-yard gain. Cook again. He gets back some of the lost yardage, but it's going to set up a 3rd and let's call it 11. So Dragons are behind the chains here on this 3rd down.
Yeah, and I mean, we're going to have to throw the ball some, don't you think? I mean, intermediate passing is going to probably loosen them up a little, it would be my guess.
Well, if there's one area that was, if you want to say it's a concern for the Red Bugs, it is their pass defense.
Yes.
So Junction City may test it here. 9:52 remaining first quarter. Brady going to the air. He's got a man.
Oh.
And it will be incomplete.
It's a good pass. That was a good pass.
That one probably should have been hauled in. That will bring up 4th down, and I'm pretty sure the Dragons will put the ball.
Yeah, we're going to have to back them up a little.
Into Fordyce territory, hopefully.
Here. Back
we will
them
punt.
up.
Yep. Back deep for the Red Bugs. That is number 2, Cross. He is standing at about the 21-22-yard line.
And, Wayne, I don't know how deep they are on the defensive line, but Fordyce does have some size as well on that defensive line.
Yes, they do.
Some good-looking athletes.
There's a snap. Not too good a one, but he got back there.
That ball will roll.
And a good punt. It'll roll down inside the 30 to the 28. We're going to call it 28-yard line. So Fordyce will go to work 1st and 10. 9:41 remaining first quarter, no score. Junction City. First possession, moved it just a little, but was forced to punt. Now the Dragon defense, and here's where the true test comes.
Yep.
Everybody in the state has talked about this Red Bug offense.
Yeah.
And let's see what Coach Brad Smith and the Dragons have in mind here.
Wayne, do we have any idea how many of their guys play both ways by any chance?
I believe they said 8 go both ways.
Right.
So that will, and that's a good
that could
point.
be a factor.
As the game progresses, that could play a big role. From the 28, here's a toss. This is number 1.
Oh, he's quick to
Hudson,
the end.
And he's got a big gain up to about the 40-yard line. Great run. Quarterback for the Red Bugs, number 6, Brown. Nice little toss to Cross, and he'll pick up, let's call it an 11-yard gain.
He's at the 41.
Yeah, 41. A 12-yard gain. First down, Red Bugs, as they swung it to the outside.
He's fast. And, the defense, they're going to have to calibrate what they're doing. I mean, maybe you cheat over a step or two if you've got some responsibilities out there that wide or something. You got to do something to, I talk about that edge. Somebody's got to set that edge.
In tight here on first down. And this will be a little test in the middle. Now, nothing happening there. Junction City immediately on it. That was number 3, Shelton. He will pick up. I'm going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage. And that's what they're doing. They're moving it back to the line of scrimmage.
They're poking and prodding a little bit right now, trying to find out, different areas of the defense they can set up for other things. Big offensive line too, Wayne.
Some nice size there for the Red Bugs. Like you said, their defense line, they got a little bit of size on both. 2nd and 10. Let's see what's in store. They're going to try it again, and it will be a nice run by, I believe that is Shelton. Yes,
Number
Shelton.
3.
Yep, he got 5 on it. So it brings up a 3rd and 5 for Fordyce from their own 45. 8:28 remaining first quarter, just underway here from the Muse.
Wayne, is this the same quarterback from last year that rushed for, I think he rushed for,
I believe so.
400-ish yards and threw for over 1,000 maybe?
I believe it's him.
So he's a dual threat, and so anything can happen on 3rd and medium here.
Yep. I know last year, one of the things to talk about, they had a lot of underclassmen they played, and now that's paying off for them here. A nice throw to the side.
There you go. There's your intermediate passing game.
First down.
And, by the way, good tight spiral, good accuracy. So maybe we have 2 guys that can throw in the rain tonight, and that makes a difference in a close ball game when you're going to need some underneath passing to help move the ball.
That was Cross on the reception. A first down for the Red Bugs at the Junction City, let's call it 48-yard line. Red Bugs in Dragon territory. Here's again, they're going to try to swing it outside.
All right, there we go. That's setting the edge right there.
And
that's
the Dragons.
That's how you put a stop to that.
The Dragons immediately own it. It will be a loss of about 3. And like you said, Sean, set the edge, and they did right there. If they can keep them contained in there, that may force them to go to the air more. Junction more than capable. They've shown they can handle, anybody's pass attack so far they have faced. They faced a couple pretty good ones already earlier in the season. And tonight, it will definitely be a test for them. But if you can force them to have to go to there and you know they're going, it makes it a lot easier for you.
The only thing about that speed is a little worrisome is the traction they're going to get. They know where they're going, and you don't when you're on defense. That's a little bit of a concern for both teams. Again,
that is going to be Shelton. He will get back near the line of scrimmage. Let's see where they put it. They're going to put it back. Yeah, it's back at the line of, almost to the line of scrimmage.
They've tried both edges now. They've tried up the middle, and they've thrown the ball. So we've seen a little bit of it all from them, except a deep pass.
A big defensive play here for Junction City. They need to definitely get the Red Bug offense off the field here and get ours back on the field.
There's a wide side to the field over here on our side. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't try to sneak somebody over here on a pass.
And that's what they're going to do. Little outlet.
There you go.
Got a man, and it's not going to be a first down.
Ooh, it's close, Wayne. I don't think it is, but it is close, isn't it? Look at that orange flag over there. Oh man, that's going to be just barely shy if it is.
Nice call there. They went to number 15. That was Trey Merritt.
Snuck him out. Had a whole wide side of the field over here to work with. That's a good call.
They're going to bring the chains over and measure. It's that close.
When you're a quarterback and you like bootlegging or rolling out, you really like to work with that wide side of the field, Wayne. And you gives your receiver an angle. It gives him a lot of green to work with after he catches the ball.
And it did. It worked like a charm there. Let's see what the.
That's kind of old school. That looked like the old bootleg from '85.
Back in the day.
Back in the day for a lot of people.
They're going to say short,
but
it's
is not
close.
by much.
Oh,
they're going to go for this.
Oh, they got to.
They got to go for this.
The ball is sitting on let's call it the 38, Sean. Say 38-yard line. You got to go for it.
You got to go for this. I mean, that's too much on the line. You can make a statement. It's early. It's early in the game. Go for it. It's easy for us to say. We're up here.
Yeah, we're up here. I mean, I'm sure Fordyce coach, I believe Hudson, he's, do I go for it here? Do I play field position? But with the offense you got to feel comfortable right here. It's so short a distance. You go for it.
Fullback right off the center's hip.
Yep.
That's what I'm thinking anyway.
That's what it's looking like. 4th and inches. Let's see what they do.
Nope, quarterback.
There's the give. They're going to give to the quarterback. He's got the first down.
He got plenty.
In fact, they blew up the middle there and got the yards and then some. So first down for the Red Bugs at the Dragon 34, and a fresh set of downs to work with, of course.
Yeah.
And we got 6:03 remaining in the first quarter. No score.
They got good push on that one. It's hard to defend an athletic quarterback on a sneak in high school football. It just is.
It is. And then, like you said, you mentioned earlier their size. They put that size to good use there.
76 looks like a college tackle from where I'm standing, brother.
That is a big young man.
It is.
1st and 10 from the 34. Here's a give, a little counter. I say counter, a quick pop it should be, not a counter.
And, I mean, we had that stopped at about 2 yards, but he shook somebody free. That was a good run.
And that was number – you get the number there. They're already starting up.
No, I'm sorry.
I believe that was 2. I believe that was Cross, and he picks up about 8.
That was Cross.
Yes, Cross. So 2nd and – well, let's say he got 7, 2nd and 3. Now they're in a very, it's a position I talk about with the Dragon offense. You get in a 2nd, 3, 2nd, 4, you got a number of things you can do here, Sean.
Especially with a dual threat guy back there that can tuck it and go, or, you intermediate and sneaking a guy out.
Got an interesting matchup at the top of the key to keep an eye on.
Okay.
And here's a give. That is going to be 3. He's breaking tackles.
They like something right over there. I don't know what's going on, but they like that dive over there.
And it worked again as Shelton picks up a 1st down and goes to the Junction City 15-yard line. You got number 2, that is Cross. You got him one-on-one at the top, and he's one of their main go-to guys.
And he's fast inside of space, I call it, where when you get ready to break down to tackle a guy like that, he's already made 3 moves before, you've shifted your weight and tried to make the tackle. So that's pretty good skill set to have.
Very explosive. And again, let's go Gilbert, which Gilbert has dealt with some very good players over his career covering them. Again, this is Shelton. He's got running room in the middle. They found something on that side.
Yeah,
they are blowing it up, and it is down inside the 5. So your Junction City, there's something going on. I see some personnel changes already. The Dragons got an issue on that right side of the line.
Yep, Shelton runs hard, and they like something over there, so I would expect to see some changes made. Just briefly, if nothing else, to have a talk on the sidelines.
Just to talk about it. They're going to put the ball on the Dragon 5-yard line. 4:11 remaining first quarter. Fordyce threatening. Here's a give again. Shelton, he spins out of 1 tackle. They managed to corral him, bring him down. It will be 2nd and goal.
This side has not been as friendly to them for whatever reason. So we'll see. Now you're back to kind of being over on our side of the field, and you've got a lot of green over there
on the other
in the
side.
Flat, in the corner of the end zone and in the front corner of the end zone. You got a lot of room to work with over there if you were tempted to take a shot.
Don't know anything about the Red Bug kicking game, but you would love to see them have to force a field goal out of this,
especially in this weather.
In
You'd
this
love
weather,
to see that. Make them snap it, hold it, and put it down. Right.
Yep. Here's a toss. They're going to go to, I believe that is going to be Cross trying to get.
We did pretty good on that.
Junction City will drive him out of bounds at about the 4-yard line, maybe a little bit past the line of scrimmage.
Is that Shelton again?
I believe it was Shelton. The far side of the field, I'm trying to catch a number. It's either Shelton or Hudson.
Number 1?
Number 1. That was Hudson. Right. That was Hudson there.
Yeah.
So Hudson's showing some speed,
They're
like
quick.
You said, Sean.
They're quick.
They are moving.
I mean, wouldn't you say this backfield compares to any we've seen in the last couple of seasons?
And now let's hold everything up. The ex-Wildcat says a penalty. You see,
ex-Wildcat can see.
He could see because I saw no flag. I was looking all over the field. Dang.
All right, well,
okay. Is that cat vision? From the 16-yard line, it will be 2nd and goal. Merritt under center. He's wanting to throw. Got time. Puts it up. It's going to be knocked down.
He got a hand on it.
Great job by the Dragons to get back there and knock it down. So it brings up 3rd down.
Jamal Johnson, was that him?
Number 12, Johnson on the coverage along with Gilbert. And let me say this, Sean. Merritt had, the quarterback, that is number 6. I keep saying Merritt, that's Brown. Brown had time there. He kind of rolled out. Like you said, being athletic, Junction just couldn't afford to really come after him. You got to kind of play containment, and he had time to set and look.
And I wished I had said what I was thinking, which was they're about to throw the ball. That's what I was thinking before that play because
think about it. They've been setting it up.
Yeah, well, they have they've got room to work with the back of the end zone, and
We
I
got
don't know.
whistles, and I believe we got a timeout. And we're going to take a 30-second with them. You're watching Junction City football on the DSN. .259 remaining in the first quarter. It is 3rd and goal for the Fordyce Red Bugs from the Junction City 16-yard line. A drive that started on their own 28, got down to the 5. Junction City kind of held them back there a little bit, then a penalty backed them up to the 16, and that's where we're at right now. And the game that, well, like we said earlier, folks, goodness gracious, there's a lot riding on it. So from the 16-yard line, the Red Bugs on 3rd down, let's see what they got playing. Number 6, Brown, the quarterback, under center. He's back looking. They're going to go to the air again, and there's nothing happening there. Now a flag comes out late, very late. I believe that's some serious nitpicking there, but let's wait and see.
That's why I didn't see the flag earlier. They're pink tonight.
They're pink. And, of course, October Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yeah.
That's why we missed it. But I got a feeling this is going to be,
Yeah. And it doesn't surprise me a bit that they threw the ball again.
I feel like the receiver stopped on his own. And goodness gracious, you hate to see some calls like this get made that can affect things. But there was nothing going on there. That's definitely a let them play moment.
Yeah, you'd like to see the athletes kind of go at it a little bit.
Let them go, let them play here. Waiting to see, I think the question now, they're trying to determine where the ball's going to be put. And now they finally got it. Now they got everything settled. It's going to be, I was going to say on the 6-yard line, and that's where they ended up at. So now we go from a possible 4th down back to, well, now they're still showing 3rd down. I thought it'd be automatic. I don't know. Good Lord. 3rd down to give. Nothing happening there. Junction City holds it. The chain shows 4th.
And the scoreboard
Clock shows 1st, now 2nd and goal.
Can we split the difference, call it 3rd?
Call it 3rd, I guess. I always go with the chain gang because they're usually more aware.
Because they're standing by the ref.
They're standing by the official. They're showing 4th down. But I thought with the penalty, unless it wasn't dead ball, though. I mean, the flag came out late, but it had to be for pass interference.
So I thought.
That's what I thought. But now it's showing 4th down by the chain gang. That's what we're going to treat it as. Brown under center here as he rolls out, looking. He's got some pressure. He throws.
Yep.
And that should be it is a touchdown.
He's in bounds. He got it.
A nice reception.
That was a good play.
By number 5, that is Sledge.
The lesson to be learned here, Wayne, is they're not afraid to throw the ball.
They're not. Not on that play there because, the one thing you figure they'll do is they're going to play it safe, roll out, try to make a run with it. And that was a risky little pass to make, and well done by the Red Bucks. Give them credit. They strike first with 2:03 remaining. It's now 6-0 Fordyce.
They threw the ball 3 times inside the 15-yard line.
Yeah.
I mean, they feel like they've got some things that work down there in the end zone, and I guess they just proved it.
Very good call by the Red Bucks. Give them credit. Brown, they'll go for 2. Back, looking. He's going to throw again. That will be incomplete.
Yeah, that play never had a chance, really.
So with 2:03 remaining in the first quarter, our score, Fordyce 6, Junction City 0. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Dragon Sports Network.
Gilbert. Yeah, we'll go.
2:03 remaining in the first quarter. Fordyce strikes first. It's 6-0 Red Bugs. They're set to kick it off to Junction City. The Dragons, they get set to kick it off. The ball comes off the tee, so they'll reset it. And we welcome our radio audience back. You did not miss anything. They're getting ready to kick it off. The ball come off the tee, so they reset it. We're set to go. And this time the Red Bugs they're going to try to squiv kick it. And Junction City very alertly on it. Number 10 for the Dragons saw what was happening immediately. Malone, he covers it up and gives the Dragons great field position. Let's put it at the 46-yard line. Yeah, 45-yard line. That'll work. Junction City 1st and 10. And, Sean, the Dragons, no doubt about it, need to answer.
Well, they know they're in a dogfight, and they need to drive it down the field. The defense, I'm sure they're over there talking about some stuff they could do differently, and it's time for the offense to try to put their points on the board. And, they know they're in for it now, Wayne.
Oh, yeah.
They knew anyway, but they've seen it now.
Now you see it firsthand. Hey, well, this is what we got to do.
Absolutely.
Hutchinson on first down gives straight ahead. This will be a pickup of about 5. That is Cook. Definitely a 4-yard gain. Let's see where they mark. It's going to depend on the mark. But a nice start for first down. They're going to put it right at midfield. So 2nd and 5 for Junction City as Cook picks up 5.
We may throw it here.
Hutchinson, he's got single coverage on the side. He's looking. There's a quick outlet. Gilbert breaks loose from the tackle. Gilbert's got a first down. He's got more down to the 40.
What do you do for your playmakers, Wayne? You get the ball to them and let them do their thing.
That's it. And that is a Ginger Talano Allstate Insurance first down. I don't mind saying that some tonight. I hope we get to say it a lot. At the 40-yard line of Fordyce, 1st and 10, Junction City trying to answer. Gilbert split to the bottom, single coverage.
We may throw it again.
There's a give right up the middle, running room, Cook.
I thought we were going to fake it, Wayne. I thought we were going to pull it back out and hit somebody deep.
Well,
that'll work too.
He had one-on-one. I was with you because he had one-on-one with Gilbert.
Yeah, that's what I thought they were getting ready to do.
Yeah, everybody wasn't ready on that one.
And by the way, we still might do that.
Again, here's a give. They're going to feed to Cook. Cook will pick up a couple here as Fordyce immediately tries to plug up that middle, give him about a 2-yard gain, so it'll be 2nd and 8.
They're going to give Gilbert his shot before the night's over because he's got him one-on-one, and there's not a safety within sight over here.
Right now, you got, if you will look, they're playing up tight, and we've talked about that all year. That leaves you open for slants.
This is a corner route to the back corner. It should be wide open if they do it.
That's where they're looking. He's got a man open, and it's incomplete.
Too many guys in one area on that one. That's all. I don't even think it was intended for him, was it, on the pass?
I don't think it was either.
But Gilbert, if Gilbert can get to this back corner back here, there's no help. There is absolutely no help.
It's a good thing, though, maybe the Kidwell, that's who got his hands on the ball. It's a good thing Kidwell kind of got his hands on. Fordyce had read it.
I think it prevented an interception there probably.
Yep.
But you see how wide open this is if we can. Now the post is wide open.
You got Frazier split on one side. You got Gilbert on the other.
I mean, Gilbert's going to find out what this guy's all about before it's over.
Back. Hutchinson looking. He's going to put it up. It's a fight in the end zone. He should have had it. No excuse.
Hit him in the chest before it hit him in the hands.
Yep. That with 29 seconds left in the first half. The Dragons face a 4th and 8.
Let's talk about spacing a little bit, Wayne. When you've got a guy really wide on this side of the field, that actually opens up the middle of the field. I was kind of surprised Gilbert was as wide to try to throw to this corner on that play. That really opens itself up for the post to be wide open. And so it's spacing is everything. If he moves closer to the quarterback, then the corner's open.
That's right. 4th down and 8. Hutchinson back, looking, going to throw. He's got Frazier. Frazier's got running room. Frazier at the 5. He's got the touchdown. Junction City ties it up. Harlandis Frazier, you talked about his Sean spacing and everything. When he broke across, he had position. A huge 4th and 8. Hutchinson connects with Frazier, and we're tied.
Nothing like throwing that good wet football, Wayne. He's had the velocity on it. He got it in. He hit him in stride across the face of the defender. There was nobody who was going to catch him.
Yes, sir. I tell you what, Brady Hutchinson, one thing about it, the man loves mud. He can play in it as good as anybody I've ever seen. The 2-point attempt.
They were in there.
Cook's in there. Our new score with 21 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Junction City 8, Fordyce 6. We'll be back in 30.
Man, I'm
21 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Our score, Junction City 8, Fordyce 6. And so far, folks, it is as advertised. The crowd there were still some people coming in. I think it's done led up now. So we're hopefully, we got a lot of folks joining us. We welcome you to Junction City, a rainy night in the border town. But, folks, there's fireworks on the field. I can promise you that. The Dragons set to kick it off. 8-6 our score.
We answered.
We answered like we said. There's a good kick, and they're going to field it at about the 40. Here's the return. That'll be number 5 with a great return for Fordyce, and that is Sledge. He takes it over midfield to about the 48, and that's where the Red Bugs will go to work. Sean Enos, like you said, we answered. What did you see on that drive that you really like? Because I noticed one time now you had a throwing motion going like you were throwing.
Well, I think Hutchinson could throw for 250 yards tonight if they're going to keep playing that defense. I mean, we've got is it Gibson out here isolated, and depending on how far away he spaces himself, he's either got the post or the back corner of the end zone open as much as he wants it, honestly.
Yep.
Of course, you got to have a good snap and time and a good throw, but to me, Fordyce is daring us to do that.
And the Red Bugs right now with the offense on the field, Brown at quarterback. On first down, he's going to go to the air as he rolls out looking. They throw over the middle, and that will be incomplete.
Wayne, have you ever seen as many passes in a wet ball game? I mean, really.
You know what? Let me say this. If it was dry and perfect, everybody would be running the ball.
I'm actually stunned that we're either team are throwing it this much, but that shows a lot of confidence in your personnel.
It does. It does. It shows on the big play on their touchdown, we talked about, hey, that's a heck of a play to run, but they didn't hesitate in doing it.
Not at all.
I bet between the two teams, and we're near the end of the first quarter, I bet 15 passes done been thrown.
Absolutely. And it may be one of those kind of nights. As long as the weather holds out and they can do it. They can do it.
Brown under center, 2nd and 10. They're going to run a little cross play here, and Sledge is not going to get far. He's fighting, but they need, blow the whistle, and they do. And that will bring up a 3rd down, and that's the end of the first quarter. Our score, Junction City 8, Fordyce 6. We'll be back in 60 on the Dragon Sports Network. One quarter is in the books here at Paul H. Muse Field at David Carpenter Stadium. Our score, Junction City 8, Fordyce 6. And, folks, best way I can describe it's like this. I'll have to use a little South Caledonianism here. You got two big dogs at the back porch, and they're fighting over one bone. And that's so far, it has been a heck of a fight. We're ready to start the second quarter with Fordyce on a 3rd and 11 from midfield. Dragon defense trying to once again shut down this explosive Red Bug offense and put the Dragon offense back on the field. Fordyce making a few adjustments. And Sean, I tell you what, on 3rd down, they're liable to hang it up we talked about it at the end of the first quarter. They're liable to hang it up for the end zone.
They are.
Neither team afraid to throw in this weather. No fear whatsoever. Brown under center. He's back to pass. Here comes the rush. He's going to get it off, and let's see. Let them play.
Let them play.
Let them play. They were both going after it.
I'll tell you what, for a guy who didn't really have his legs under him, he got a pretty good pass away. He was kind of hopping around back there, and it looked like that was mostly arm and upper body with no legs. Still threw a pretty good pass.
Yeah, he did. But he put enough air under it to get it down there.
Definitely. You know, and you want to talk about the adjustments we mentioned off air a second ago?
I tell you what, let's give it a second. Let's see what they're going to do here. They're showing punt on 4th down.
They're almost in hurry-up mode.
Yeah, they're going to have to. Junction making some substitutions, and if I'm Junction, I wouldn't worry about a return as much as I would make sure you got the right personnel on there.
Yeah, don't get a stupid penalty for personnel issues.
Yeah. And now
somebody did anyway.
I see.
Oh, we called timeout.
I believe the Dragons called timeout.
We called timeout.
And they did, and I tell you what, let's step away for 30 seconds, and we'll be back. We're 8 seconds into the second quarter. Our score 8-6, Junction City. The Red Bugs with a 4th and 11. And Sean, we noticed something earlier we was wanting to talk about. It looks like the Dragon defense made some adjustments.
Yeah, I mean, we were fussing a little bit about the right side, setting the edge over there. And for lack of a better term, you know, Fordyce does run some misdirections. They've got that odd sort of wing back set, and they've got a guy in the backfield and guys in motion. And they did that little fake and tried to come back the other way into our edge that they liked over here on the right side. And we adjusted. We made a change, and hopefully we've shut that down for a while.
Yes, because they were definitely loving that right side of our line.
They loved it.
Especially on that first drive. 4th down, there's a snap, and it's going to be a high punt. Let's see what Cook, if I'm Cook, stay away from it. And the ball will be down at about the 10.
Well, this is why you pay me the big bucks, Mr. Pumphrey, because I'm going to make an observation here.
Let's hear it.
I don't think I've ever seen a deep snapper snap with one hand like that kid just did. Did you notice that? I need to talk to Jacob Pumphrey. Old Pump needs to get in on this because I'm pretty sure that kid just snapped that deep snap with one hand. I think he did. I don't see that very often.
Well, talk about deep snapping. That would be the man that could do it. Junction City ready to go to work from the 11-yard line where they mark it 1st and 10. Hutchinson, he's going to keep it. Trying to get a little running room, does get some running room. And on 1st down, Hutchinson, well, Sean, we found out something else. He likes running in the rain.
That'll keep him on it. But, you know, quarterbacks, they don't want to get their hands wet too much. So he's probably not going to do that a ton tonight, but it'll keep him honest.
And a pickup of 6, so this will get this drive off to a good start anyway. Junction City definitely wanting to get out from their own end of the field. Red Bug punt covered 39 yards. Here's a give to Cook. Cook's got running room. Cook over the 25 to about the 26. That's good enough for a Ginger Talano Allstate Insurance 1st down. The Dragons put it in the good hands of Jakar Cook, who will pick up 9 on that one.
I'll tell you what, Wayne, there's already been several times, 3 or 4, that Fordyce has made some pretty good tackles on Cook that could have been much bigger plays. Have you noticed that?
Yes. And that last one there, because Cook had some running room.
He had room over here.
And again, over the 30 to the 31, I believe that is going to be Cook. Again, it is. And he will pick up 5, so that sets up a 2nd and 5. Well, and Sean, the Dragons look like now we're going to come out and run it on, keep it on the ground.
I mean, I'm kind of the opinion of let's enforce our will when we can sometimes in these tight games, and cramming it right down their throat is pretty demoralizing thing for a defense. So
And
we'll
that's
see.
what they're doing. Here comes Cook again. He's trying to get to the outside, and they set the hedge there.
Yeah.
Shelton on the tackle.
Yeah, that's going to happen when you run it that many times.
But it does open up an interesting thing here for third, and let's call it 5 from the Dragon 31.
A long 5.
A long 5.
And once again, with Brady, you've got options here. I mean, we may throw something intermediate. Look over here on the far left of the field now. There's no help over there whatsoever.
That is a one-on-one
right
coverage.
down the middle of the field.
Yep.
Throw it at that ref out there in the middle and let him go get it.
The safety has come up. He is standing at about the 39. They're going to keep it on the ground on third down, and there's not much happening. Not sure what we were looking for there.
I'm thinking it was field position, Wayne. My guess is we're just backed up a little too far for Coach to want to throw that one. That's just my guess.
It's going to be 4th down, and the Dragons bring on the punt unit. But that is something, I guarantee you, Junction City, I'm looking to see who was up at the top. That is Gilbert. Gilbert had one-on-one and nobody near him.
There's the referee out there.
It's the closest guy besides the defender.
Absolutely.
4th down, the Dragons will punt it. They're at their own 34. Oh, excuse me, yeah, about the 34. And it's going to be a good punt. It's going to get a good Junction City roll down to the 25. So that was a 41-yard punt, no return. The Dragons flipped the field. We're going to step away for 30 seconds, folks. We'll be back. All right, we are set to go from the 26-yard line, 1st and 10. Fordyce trying to get a little something going here after being stopped on their last possession. Dragon defense trying to shut it down. They're going to sweep it out to Shelton on the far side. And Junction City, good lateral pursuit. He will pick up about 2. It'll bring up 2nd and 8.
My man Tanner Barnett. That was good tackle out there on the edge, because if he misses him, he had some help. But that guy's fast. That guy,
he can move.
He was wide open in 2 steps, it looked like.
Well, one thing about it, and Coach Meeks touched on this, assignments.
Absolutely.
And this Dragon defense, we have complimented them the entire season, well, minus the Harmony Grove game, a lot of kinks to work out. But the rest of the way, they have been very good about knowing their assignments, reacting promptly, and all that good stuff. 2nd and 8. There's a little give again to Shelton. He's got some running room, breaks some tackles. They'll push him out, but not before he picks up a 1st down at about the 40-yard line of Fordyce.
You know, Wayne, most defenses hate playing these teams that run those odd formations and do a lot of faking and misdirection, because that's exactly what you have to do. You have to stay in your lane and cover your area. If you overreact to anything, then you're going to get burnt back to your side.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's a lot of pressure, as Coach Meeks alluded to. It's a lot of pressure on the defense to do their assignments and have each other's back.
Well, you can do it 4 times real great, and that one time you miss, you pay for it with the speed.
Absolutely.
Especially like a team like Fordyce, speed they got, man.
And I don't want to call it gimmicky, but you don't like playing these kinds of offenses.
No. Brown under center. He'll toss it again. They're going to come to the Dragon side of the field. And a good run by Shelton. Good tackle by Cook to bring him down in the open field. But not before he picks up 5 and he puts the Redbugs in a 2nd and 5 situation. And if you're Fordyce, that's what you like. You know, you get half what you need on 1st down. That opens up your playbook, just like we talked about with the Dragon offense. You know, you get in a 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5 or whatever, you got a lot you can choose from, the weapons they have.
Absolutely, and one thing we haven't seen the quarterback do is run the ball. And not much, and he's probably he's pretty, looking at his stats from last year, he's capable for sure.
Well,
I mean,
you know,
he shouldn't be. Look at all the running backs. He shouldn't have to run it much.
I just say with all the weapons he's got, he hasn't had to do a lot of running. Here's a quick give to Shelton again. This time Junction City reads it perfectly. No gain, a 3rd and 5.
I'm not sure I'm going to test the middle a whole lot against Junction tonight. Definitely sticking to the edges and some intermediate passes, but I'm not going there a whole lot if I'm Fordyce. I'm sure they're doing it just to keep us honest and run some other fakes and things off of it.
That's what I was going to say. They're probably doing it just to make us be aware of it.
Yeah, that's another one of
know.
those aggravating things about that kind of offense. You know, there's just too many guys can end up with a handoff in an offense like this. And you think you got all that covered, and then the quarterback can uncork one about 40 yards down the field.
And that, nice option to have there. 3rd and 5. Here's a give again. This is going to be Shelton. He's going to come up short. Interesting to see what Fordyce will do here on 4th, and I'm going to say about a yard.
And I'm even interested in the spot because it could go, okay. I was going to say he better not lean it over towards the 50-yard line any more than that.
They stopped. It was clear they stopped him short of it.
What would you do here, Mr. Pumphrey?
Well, the wise thing to do, I'll say it like that, I'm going to punt it and play field position.
I'm going to run
But the gambler in me is going to say go for it.
I'm going to run a quarterback sneak and get my 3 yards
well,
if
it worked.
I can.
It worked like a charm last time, and I believe that's what they're going to do. The Redbugs are going for it. Brown under center, 4th down, straight ahead. Oh, I think I'm going to say he
was a good yard.
He got it.
past
I say he got it.
He was a good yard past it, standing
and
straight
now
up.
The official down here on this side, because the way this spot's been going, I'm not sure, but he was clearly past the 50, and he's got the 1st down. That's about the 48-yard line.
Wayne, that's just hard to stop.
Yeah, it is.
It's just almost impossible. The guy can fall forward and get the yardage he needs.
Right.
And if he's any kind of an athlete, he's getting a push or he's finding that one gap in there, and he's accelerating right through it.
Right. And this guy, there's no doubt. You look at Brown, you tell he got some athleticism to him, and it's really. I guess when you get down to it, it's a no-brainer.
The thing with Brown is you got to watch they lull you to sleep with all this stuff going on, and then he bootlegs it.
Now,
what
are we doing?
They're measuring.
Why are they?
It's 3 yards from where the ball was sitting. Am I right?
Yeah, it's a 1st down. I mean,
it's 3 yards from where the ball was
I'm
sitting.
a Dragon, and I'll tell you, it's a 1st down for the Redbugs.
Was the ball not spotted right up against the 50?
Yeah.
And now it's clearly.
Unless they're wanting a spot to set.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Holy Moses.
That's all right. We're sure now. We know for sure we're 2 yards. They're 2 yards past it. Everybody's on the same page.
I got an inside scoop. Those are officials from the 6A.
Oh.
Okay, I'm through being. I was influenced to say that. That's all I'm going to say. It is the 1st down from the 49-yard line of Junction City. 6 minutes, 1 second remaining in the 1st half. Dragons on top, 8-6, but the Redbugs of Dallas County on the move again.
Reminds me of those polls that say that they're accurate plus or minus up to 2%.
2%.
So we're accurate plus or minus 2 yards tonight.
Oh man, Brown under center. Going to toss it to Shelton again to the wide side. Shelton looking for some room. He's found a lady. He is blasted. I mean blasted. He'll pick up about a yard.
Getting a little chirpy again.
Yeah, and that's one thing I've been watching these officials. I want to see what they're going to do. If they're going to kind of keep a tight lid on things here, because of the pregame, or right when we were getting ready to start Junction, they put their kickoff return unit on the field. There was some chirping started taking place.
Did they bring any fireworks that we need to know anything about?
I don't think they did.
Okay.
All the fireworks they brought are right there on the field.
On the field.
On the offense. 2nd and 9.
They're throwing it here, I would think.
He's got single coverage at the bottom. He looks at, they go straight up the middle. And the running room, that is Shelton, and he is gone. Touchdown, Redbugs. They popped that middle, and when he made one man miss, it was over with.
They're back to the middle again. I kind of thought they'd get away from that, but
I really thought they'd start swinging it back outside, but what they may have done, the previous play, they swung it to the far side. They come right back with it. So the Redbugs answer with 4:55 remaining in the 1st half.
Big run.
Big run by Shelton. It is 12-8 Fordyce, and they'll definitely go for 2.
Tell you what, man, that guy is up to full speed
in a jiffy.
He's fast. All of them are. I mean, they have a very talented backfield. Period. Every guy on there could start in a lot of bigger schools around the state. I'm convinced.
Hey, he can scoot. 2-point try coming up. That'll be Brown under center. Brown, snap, gives, and does not get it met immediately.
He got rocked. He got rocked that time.
That kind of leg will take some of the chirpiness out of you real quick.
Yep.
All right, with 4:55 remaining in the first half, we're going to step away for 30 seconds. Our new score, Fordyce 12, Junction City 8. We'll be back. Four minutes, 55 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Our score, Fordyce 12, Junction City 8. The Red Bugs just scored from 49 yards out. Shelton taking it in. And like we were talking about, he shifts gears. He shifts them faster than the Snowman did back in the day, hauling that bootleg to Georgia. Here's the kick. It's going to the side. It will go out of bounds.
I hope so.
I do too, because I'm like, we might want to get over a little bit closer.
Check that one out.
So let's see. The Dragons are going to definitely take the penalty, so that should put them
40-ish.
40-yard line, 1st and 10.
That's good field position. Well, got to love that.
You got to love that. You got 4:55 left. Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining.
It looks like the rain has lightened up a little since we had the ball last, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's hard to tell.
I think it has. It's kind of hard to tell, but I think it has a little bit, and that's good.
So we're going to have the
We got a guy tying there, and we're ready to go.
plus or minus 2 yards. We're at the 40.
40-yard line. They mark it. We're set to go.
All right.
And Brady Hutchinson is in the gun. The backfield is empty. Now they're going to bring Frazier across. High snap again missed. I take that back. That's Cook.
A Wildcat package.
That was the Wildcat package. They had Cook back there. Brady had split out to the side. And again, a bad snap kind of throws everything out of kilter.
It throws the timing for everything off. You miss your handoff. I don't know, the blocks don't, by that time the blocks have maybe broken down and guys are shooting through. It's just tough.
And a 4-yard loss, so it's second. They're going to stay in what they call the Mad Dragon, 2nd and 14. Again, Frazier, he gets it. Brady gets it. Now they're going to throw it deep. He's got a man, overthrows him.
It's a good play. It's a good
call. It worked, just a little too much on it.
Just step for step with him, too. I mean, I'm impressed with the coverage. I mean, even on the potential touchdown we had earlier, the guy was with us step for step.
Yep.
That's just hindsight. Is maybe you might want to run that one closer down the sideline over here and not have to throw it across the field so far.
Yeah.
People forget how wide a football field can be.
It would probably be a little bit better working that side of the field. It's going to bring a 3rd and 14. Brady now in the gun. Single back is Cook. Twins to the bottom. The give to Cook. Cook shoots through, runs over a couple, will plow to the 45. He gets back the lost yards. He picks up 5.
4th and 5.
About 4th
and a long 5. Plus or minus 2.
I would punt here, and that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, they're going to have to punt. You can't take this chance at this point in the half.
Not here. You're going to ask your defense to come back out there, shut them down, get into the half. Even if you don't score, you're only down 4.
By the way, Wayne, we do talk about this because you and I seem to draw all the wet weather games. Special teams is you got to focus a lot in wet weather. There's another one-handed snap. I stand corrected.
A high punt. It'll go away from the defender now. It'll come down and stop at the 29. We're going to step away for 30 seconds. Fordyce will start from their own 29-yard line. You're watching Junction City football on the DSN. 3:28 remaining in the first half. Fordyce will go to work from their own 29, 1st and 10. Red Bugs, they're going to give to Shelton again. He's trying to get outside, does get outside.
We had him.
It had him in the backfield. Actually had him right at the line of scrimmage. He busts loose and picks up about 11. And, Sean, it seems like now they're really going to work with Shelton.
Yeah, we had him at 0 gained, and we had him at about 6 yards gained, and we gave up 11 or whatever. You got to tackle in this kind of – on this field with that kind of speed. You got to be sure about your footing and get your arms around the guy. You and I gripe a lot about what tackling has become over the years, but you got to wrap your arms around the guy and get him on the ground on a night like this with a guy like that.
Indeed. And just like you said, he had him for 0 gain, had him for about 6, and he gets 11. So 1st and 10 from the 43. Again, Shelton, he kind of tiptoes through looking for that little opening, and he busts up for about 4 or 5 more. He saw that little hole, kind of eased into it, and then hit the gas real quick. He will pick up about a total of 6. So it's 2nd and 4. I'll tell you what, call it a 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5 from the Red Bug 48-yard line, 47-yard line. Clock running, under 3 minutes remaining. First half, Fordyce 12, Junction City 8. Brown. Snap, gives again. This time, the Dragons are there to wrap them up. It will force a 3rd and about 7 as there's a loss of 2 on that one.
My man Barnett back in the middle of that along with 3 helpers.
Tanner Barnett and company forcing a 3rd and 7. And, Sean, I'll tell you something right now. It's not crazy to say it. The Red Bugs more than likely 4-down territory, depending on what they do here. If they get close near that 1st down marker, they're going for it.
I think that's definitely in their thinking. You try to get a big chunk here, and of course, you
Go
try to
for
get it all, but if you get a big chunk, you got to be thinking hard about maybe going for it.
Yep. Again, they're in the wing. Here's the give. That is going to be.
And they don't have to worry about it.
No, I believe that is a 1st down. Should be. As he busts through, that is going to be on the carry. Let me see.
That was number 2, wasn't it?
That was 2. I believe that is going to be
Cross.
Hadn't seen him very much. They're going to say now, no, it's 3rd, and I mean he's right there on this. That's the 1st
Well,
down.
we're back in give or take 2 yards territory.
I guess
right here.
so, because that to me, I'm standing way up here looking at it, going, that's the 1st down.
I really think they didn't get a great spot on that one. Honestly, I thought he was farther.
I did
he
too.
had fallen farther north and had the ball another yard past the point where they ended up spotting it.
Yep. They're going to say, I still say he's got it.
He got it.
He got it. And he got it.
He got it.
There we go.
Not by much with that spot, but he got it.
So I'll give him credit. Game like this, yeah, you want to be sure. I'll give them that. So 1st down at the 48-yard line of Junction City. The Red Bugs with 1:43 remaining. They still have 2 timeouts. Dragons with 2 remaining. You Junction City, you want to stop this here and get in the locker room and get ready for the 2nd half.
Absolutely.
Again, straight
Right out the
ahead.
middle. You know, I'm stunned that we're.
Now
I
there's-
thought we had put enough of a stop to that they were kind of going to go away from it.
Yeah, because they were popping us on the right side. We stopped it, and we've been handling the middle pretty good. Now they're popping us in the middle.
Well, that touchdown, and now they've gotten confidence about what's happening up the middle.
And let's see, we have a timeout. Fordyce, we're going to step away for 1 minute. We'll be back. 1 minute, 10 seconds remaining in the first half. Fordyce with a 2nd and 8 from the Junction City 45. Brown back, going to lob a little pass up. That is intercepted by Junction City. Now here's, see what we got going here. Number 10 with the Dragons, Malone.
Hold on to the football.
Hold on to the football, and Junction City dodges a big bullet there by stopping that Fordyce drive. They will take over from the 40s, their own 47 with 56 seconds left. And Sean Enos, defense making a big play when they needed to.
That was a poor decision with a poor execution, I think. He threw it into a crowd. He underthrew it. It just not much good happening out of that one.
And now the Dragons with an opportunity here, 56 seconds left, to try to get some more points. Hutchinson back on first down, looking. Hutchinson throws. Frazier's got it. Spins away from a man. Frazier steps out of bounds. Very smart move by Frazier. Mark it at the 37-yard line of Fordyce. A pickup of about 15. 49 seconds left. And more important, like we said, stepping out of bounds, it gives you time to set up and get ready instead of rushing. And now we got the chain gang ever so slow.
Timeout.
Or
somebody called timeout.
I believe so. Yes, now they're singling Fordyce. We're going to step away for a minute. We'll be back. .49 seconds remaining. First half, Junction City on the move from the Fordyce 37. Quick outlet to Gilbert. Gilbert's got a block. Gilbert's got running room. Gilbert at the 20, the 15. First down, Junction City. And credits for let's give Fordyce some credit. That speed saved a touchdown.
It did, because I thought he was gone. I said he was gone. I didn't know that was one over there waiting on him, though. Anybody other than Hudson on that side of the field, and that's a touchdown.
The Dragons down to, they're going to put it at the 10-yard line, or right outside the 10, 1st and 10. Junction City trying to get something going. They're going to give it to Cook. Cook busts the middle. Cook near the 5, about the 6-yard line, 31 seconds left.
That's okay. We've got 2 timeouts.
Clock is running. Now it's stopped.
We called one there.
So the Dragons will call a timeout. And we're going to stay right here with it. Junction City, Sean, going to the air right after that interception.
This is huge.
This is huge. You've got to come away with points here, no doubt about it.
You got to put 6 or 7 or 8 on the board right here. I mean, the momentum is in our favor. You want to take that into the half with you. You want to just stay away from the penalties. The good thing about having a timeout left too, and 28 seconds is you can still throw the ball or run it down there.
That's true.
You know, you don't want to feel like you have to throw the ball because everything gets compressed in that end zone when you're that close.
Indeed, and the good thing about it, the Dragons got enough weapons. Now, the one, if you want to call it negative, you don't have a lot of room to work with per se. This is where the end line, back of the end zone, the end line comes into play as a defender. Sometimes you hear coordinators talk about.
And we don't have a wide side really either. We're right in the middle of the field.
Right in the middle of the field.
There's not a lot of passing game, intermediate passing game things you can do.
And the Dragons, I'm looking here to make sure. Yep, they're going to the Mad Dragon here on 2nd and goal. Or excuse me, 2nd and 5. They can still get a first down. Really, you want the touchdown. They're going to give it to Cook. Cook with a head of steam. Cook touchdown, Junction City.
He's in there.
Jakiron Cook put it in full gear and blast into the end zone with 24 seconds left. Our new score, Junction City 14, Fordyce 12, 2-point conversion pending. And, man, did he have a nice little hole to go through.
And he had a full head of steam. He was going wide open when he got to it. And that's a good call, good execution by the line, and he did a good job running the ball.
The Dragons will go with the Mad Dragon again. That is 9 going to the side. I don't think he got it. No, he did not. So with 24 seconds left, we're going to step away. Our new score, Junction City 14, Fordyce 12. We'll be back in 30. .24 seconds remaining in the first half. Junction City with the lead now, 14-12. I said it earlier, Sean, I'll say it again. 2 big dogs at the back porch, and there's only one bone to feed them. And they are fighting, both of them, tooth and nail to get that bone. What is the bone? It's the 8AA title. It's the #1 seed to the playoffs. And maybe with some people's minds, more importantly, bragging rights. So we are set for the kickoff. And Dragons will squib it across the field. It's going to be fielded at about the 29. And I believe that is Hudson. Not sure. Nice special teams play by the Dragons. They'll only get about 3 yards out of it. And I do not have, let's see.
K.D. Smith in on that tackle, and that was a good tackle because actually there was a lot of room on that other side of the field for a second.
Yeah, it was. That was Hudson on the return. So Dragon special teams, we talked about that earlier, and I know there's a certain guy in Oklahoma listening like to hear this. That special teams does come into play a lot, don't it?
I think
a game like this.
I think it's amplified in a weather game, and
yes, sir.
You just have to take care of business on special teams. You cannot afford to have blow-ups in those areas.
18 seconds left. Let's see what the Red Bugs do. They're not going to waste no time. They tried to go up the middle. They'll pick up about 3 or 4, and I believe.
I think they're going to call it a day here.
I think they're going to call it a day, and we're going to come back and settle this in the second half. Unless they're going to burn a time.
Call it a half.
Call it a half.
They're going to call it a half.
Yeah, they are. And that'll conclude it. 1 half has been played. Our score, Junction City 14, Fordyce 12. We'll be back in 2 minutes with our halftime show. It is halftime at Paul H. Muse Field at David Carpenter Stadium. Our score, Junction City 14, Fordyce 12. They got about 18 minutes of the half here they're going to use. The band will not be on the field tonight. The Sound of the Border Town. They're down in the, I call it the band box, Coach Meeks. I got Coach Meeks up here with me, and they are blaring away. I tell you what, they've been doing a fine job at halftimes. A little salute from the DSN to the Sound of the Border Town. They are sounding good. They're sounding good tonight. What's looking good is the ball game been in front of us, Coach Meeks. I mean, goodness gracious.
As advertised, like you said.
There was no false advertisement on this game. It has lived up to its billing. Junction City leads at 14-12. And let's start and talk about the Dragons. First off, tell me what you saw good in Junction City in the first half.
Offensive line is blocking pretty well. You know what front? Brady Hudson, when they do the run and passing game, he's putting the ball right there where he needs to be. We had one drop touchdown, then he caught Hernandez on the slant and hit him right there in the hands. He did good. Defensively, we gotta stop the trap. All they doing is getting out, coming down, and getting that I formation and just running. It's kind of like a little tight dive right there. And they when they found something on that first drive, it was all left. Everything was left. This time when they came down on their scoring play, it was all right. So, they when they find something, they love it, they stick with it. The defensive line, in order to stop that, you got to have good defensive line pressure. And what I noticed about the Dragons defense tonight, instead of our 9 techniques, what we call ends, are standing up. I mean, they're down in a 3-point stance there for our normal standing up. So hopefully, they'll get that adjusted. And, linebackers on that trap, to make that right read. Because if you make the wrong read on the trap, he'll take it to the house like he did. So hopefully defensively, they get covered that and come back and stop them. And as far as secondary-wise, every time we drop back the pass, we have a man in the face. And, I don't know what it is the wet ball or what, but every time the quarterback drops back the pass, when he throws the ball, it's always loud. The best pass he threw tonight was the touchdown pass we threw it to number 5. He put a little zip on that, but when he throws the deep ball, he got a little air up on it. So hopefully, the defensive line keep putting pressure on him and make him make mistakes like he just threw the interception just did before halftime.
You was talking about the trap. Shelton, of course, for Fordyce, one of their second touchdown, he busted for 49 yards out. And once he cleared the line of scrimmage, it was over with. You knew it was a touchdown.
Yes.
So you talk about the Dragon defense. Let me go back to one thing you said, and maybe to clarify it up for our audience. You mentioned that the 9 techs, talking about the defensive ends, they're in the down stance.
Yes.
Are you saying you'd rather see them up or staying in the down stance?
I think I'd rather see him up, I don't know, maybe Smith must have seen something in film where he think he get advantage with him down. But, when you're standing up, you're going straight ahead. Now when you're coming out of 3-point stance, you got to kind of stand up and kind of stay low and straight ahead where you already got to find the ball when you're standing up.
Pick up your read.
You pick up your reads a little quicker standing up. So,
interesting point, because when you said that, I was thinking, I think I see what he's saying. All right, let's talk about the, and you may have mentioned a little bit, but mainly talk about defense. Go back to the offense. You mentioned offensive line, but talk about Brady Hudson, Jakar.
Oh, man, like you said, Brady Hudson in rain, it seems like it turned him on. He threw the ball well tonight. He's not threw one bad pass all night. He making his read. He's not rushing it. That slant play to Hernandez on our first scoring drive was perfect. Soon Hernandez came out, his break, the ball was right there. So, like I said, I don't know what it is with him and playing in rain and weather, but he's spot on tonight.
Gary, I tell you what, I've eyeballed a few football fields in my lifetime so far, and I've looked at quite a few quarterbacks, and I had enough sense to know the good ones when you see them and the bad ones and all that good stuff. I have never seen a guy when it's raining, muddy, and everything else, like, I'm ready to throw the football.
Yes.
Brady Hudson in bad weather, so far they go together great. His best passing games, and I was telling Sean this earlier, his best passing games that I have on list has been in bad weather conditions.
Yes.
Jakar Cook has been running the ball real hard. Talk about him.
It's like I hit on earlier. Fordyce got the speed. You're not going to be able to bounce everything to the outside, kind of like what Johnson was trying to do. Our success when we ran the ball tonight has been between the tackle to tackle. Even when they get in a heavy formation down here, like they scored on just then, they ran Cook in between the tackles. So hopefully, we can keep running that inside tackle to tackle and pick up yards and, throw it with that passing game, kind of open up that offense a little bit, and I noticed Hernandez is getting a lot of attention, and I look for them when they see him wide out to bring a safety over the top and run the double coverage on. So hopefully, Brady will pick up on that. They go to another receiver. I like the little screen pass they ran right here, right before I had to give him. You know,
Yeah.
that was big. And,
That was the one that took us down near the
yeah,
10.
yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I'm with you on that. I thought that was a real nice
Yeah.
call and well executed.
Yes, yes. Like I say, in between the tackles where it's going to be at tonight, you know, for us offensively. And offensive line not doing a bad job. They doing a good job tonight.
Okay, second half, you know what I'm fixing to ask you. Let's start with offense. Name a couple things you want to see or whatever you think. Let me start over. Whatever you think the Dragon offense needs to do to maintain what they've been doing and win this game.
Continue to keep being balanced. You know, at first when we came out in our first offensive drive, Fordyce had 11 in the box. You know, they set up to stop the run. Well, when he went spread, it kind of seemed like they confused a little bit, you know, kind of opened it up, and that's when he hit them in between the tackles. So hopefully, you know, just be balanced offensively. And, you know, I'm going to hit you with a big thing right here. Both of these teams have never had to play 4 quarters yet, and I think it's going to happen tonight.
I tell you what, as my old pappy said one time when the two blondes walked in the social club down there at Pepper Hill, amen. I agree with that one wholeheartedly. Yeah. Neither team has went 4 quarters, you know, hard like this, so it's going to be interesting to see.
Conditioning.
I tell you what, we're going to step away for 2 minutes. When we come back, Gary, we'll finish up with your thoughts on the offense, and we'll talk about the Dragon defense here on the Dragon Sports Network. I'm working on Big Gary, so let me know. About halfway through the halftime here, Junction Band, you can hear them in the background playing and doing a fine job. I'm Wayne Pumphrey up here with Coach Gary Meeks. Coach, we were talking about the offense. You touched on Brady. We were talking about Jakarn. A couple more guys that would like to see something out of this second half. Throw a couple names at us.
I can't think of it. 48 right now. Let me get what the roster. Kidwell. I like the way he played. He played rough. As a defensive lineman, you got to play rough and mean. And he's been rough and mean all year long. You know, I tell him, you know, when I talk to him, I say, man, you know, that defensive line start with you. You know, you got to be the leader.
Yes.
And you know, them kids feed off you. So get a little bit more good play out of him. And notice Cam Torrance came back tonight. So that was a big plus right there for the Dragons. And, you know, you can kind of put everybody back in where they were. And, you know, like I said, defensively, we're flying to the ball. We're tackling good. We just got to stop that trap because they're going to trap you and trap you and trap you every time, especially when they need yards. And as far as when they pass the ball, I like our play on when they pass the ball. You know, we're putting pressure on the quarterback, secondary staying with their guys, you know, and, you know, like I said, I don't know what it is. When he throwing the ball, he putting a little air up on it, and that's giving our D-backs time to make a play on the ball.
So you mentioned Kyle Kidwell also on offense coming in at fullback some. He's led a couple of times there and helped us get some big plays.
Yes.
All right, on the defense, you mentioned Kidwell, you mentioned Torrance being back. Bottom line to the whole thing, offense, defense, the whole thing, Junction City, as far as what they got to do the second half, what do you want to see out of the team? How do you want them to respond coming out of this locker room?
It's first going to start off right here. A big 3-and-out will help, you know, because I want to say Fordyce get the ball first.
Fordyce, I believe, gets the ball starts second half.
A good 3-and-out will help. And then you go down there and score. Well, you know, after that 3-and-out, you know the big momentum will be riding on your side. So hopefully, you know, defensively they come out and get a 3-and-out. I say force them to pass the ball when they don't want to. You know, and that's going to be the third and long situation. That's what you got to do right there. Defense got to, like I said, play the keys, and everything will be all right.
Well, we will see the second half. We're still a little bit away from it. But, Coach, I appreciate you coming by. We'll see you in our post-game show, and hopefully we'll have something good to talk about in the post-game show.
Yes, sir.
Right now I'm going to step over to the Union Kennel Farm Supply scoreboard, and let's start. I know this will make the OX Wildcat over there happy. At halftime, El Dorado 7, Siloam Springs 6. It is Desark all over Mariana. I believe that score was 48-0. Gurdon is winning 21-zip. Didn't get Foreman also winning. I mentioned those two because something we'll probably talk about in the post-game show that people are going to want to know. Who will one of these two see and what side of the bracket and all that? Foreman and Gurdon, too, to keep an eye on. But right now, both of them are rolling. While I have a chance, we hadn't had a chance to do it very much the way it's going. First of all, we're glad you're joining us. If you get a chance, go over and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Dragon Sports Network. It's free. Love to have you on board with us. We did a few things tonight. You can go back and watch. We got some content coming soon that I believe you will enjoy. Dragon Sports Network. Go over and subscribe. It is free. But what makes it all possible, and even for you to see this free of charge, is the people I'm fixing to mention here. And I'm going to start with the title sponsor of the Dragon Sports Network. We're broadcasting the game from their booth tonight. El Dorado Chemical. Big shout out to Mr. Ron Hines and company. Thank you for all y'all do. El Dorado Chemical being with us from the start and helped us get this thing rolling into our 7th year. Union Kennel and Farm Supply, the official Dragon Sports Network YouTube sponsor. We talked about subscribing for free. Please do. And our sponsor for that, of course, Union Kennel and Farm Supply. Big shout out to Mr. Ricky Robertson, been with us from the start and making it all possible. ERC, El Dorado Roofing and Construction. They are the official sponsor of the Brad Smith Coaches Show. We will have a Coaches Show coming up here next week, and we'll review all the games up to this point, this one included, get Coach Smith's thoughts on that, and we'll even turn around and try to give him the opportunity to do the Jim Moore and say playoffs. I don't want to talk about that yet. But with a bye week coming up, we're definitely going to throw that question at him. Generations Bank is the official sponsor of the Dragon Football Wall of Honor and Basketball Wall of Honor, and we're proud that they're with us. Got banking needs or whatever, go by Generations Bank. Southern T-Shirt Company, official DSN apparel sponsor. The Dragon Booster Club, they're the ones that feed us and make sure we're well fed. And great food in that concession stand. If you're here, in fact, go down and check out some of the nachos they got. Excellent. The James Anderson Foundation is the official Dragon Sports Network sponsor for Junction City basketball this year, and we are proud to have them on board. I hope James is doing well. If he's had a chance to watch any tonight, a little shout out to him. Kevin Norris Memorial. I can't say enough, Miss Jan, thank you for all you do. We appreciate it greatly. It makes a lot of things possible that otherwise we might not be able to do. Of course, Kevin, outstanding Dragon from the 1970s, and it is the memorial, of course, in his honor. Langs's Terminex, Kim's Hair Salon. Langs's is the official sponsor of our post-game show. Hope you stay tuned for it. Of course, as I mentioned, Terminex, Kim's Hair Salon, Hog Wild Pest Control, Red Roof Barbecue, Gonzalez Mexican Restaurant. We were all up there today, and I'll go ahead and tell you now, you definitely want to go by and try some Gonzalez's, or if you get a chance, go and try some barbecue. It is excellent at Red Roof Barbecue. Two fine places to go eat here in town. We're going to step away for 2 minutes. When we come back, we're going to bring the old legend back out here, Sean Enens. We're going to talk about a little bit what happened in the first half like we did with Coach Meeks, and then we're going to get into the second half. Our score, Junction City 14, Fordyce 12. We'll be back in 2 minutes. We're about 2 minutes away from the start of the second half here at Paul H. Muse Field at David Carpenter Stadium. A very wet night in the border town. The rain has eased up a little. It's more of a drizzle than anything. A little bit still coming down. And Sean Ignis, we talked about rain and all that. Brady Hutchinson, I believe this is his favorite kind of weather.
Yeah, Brady can throw the football in this kind of weather, and so can Fordyce, his quarterback, except for one mistake that we were talking down at the other end of the press box. They're going to probably talk a lot about how they wish they hadn't thrown that football.
It kind of surprised everybody. They blew it. They called a timeout, and like, okay, they're going to come up with something, but more than likely they're fixing to sweep it to the outside and test us. They hadn't really done it at that point. They laid off of it for a while. Of course, he puts the ball up. Junction intercepts and ends up scoring off of it.
Yeah, I think he threw it in the triple coverage. So,
yes.
I mean, you can't do that.
And that hurt them.
And Brady threw the ball to get us down close enough with some good receivers, making some moves on some guys, getting out of bounds. All the Junction did really well at clock management on that final drive. And we had to have it. We needed every bit of that.
Well, you think about it, what was about a 53-yard drive, and Junction did it in 32 seconds and used only one timeout.
Right, and that's letting you know the guys are well coached. They know how to play situation football. They're getting out of bounds when they're supposed to. They're throwing the ball to the edges. All the things you have to do, and it certainly doesn't hurt when you have two timeouts left as you're driving, at the end of a half like that.
All right, I'm going to put the onus on you now.
All right.
Second half, you're Junction City. Tell me some things you need to see. Start with offense. What do you want to see out of offense?
If I'm Junction, I'm taking the shot at their secondary again. They're not playing a deep middle safety, and I'm going to try my best when the field position's just right to take advantage of that. On defense, Coach Smith's always been good about making adjustments. I have a feeling we're going to do something different up the middle on defense to try to slow down that right up the gut running game that they've been. I mean, I think we're okay on the edges. We got to tackle still, but I think we're okay on the edges. I think our whole thing is going to be maybe finding that big pass play that we've been kind of baiting them with on. I mean, we had one earlier and we dropped it, but I don't know. And of course, if you're the defense, I know I'm bouncing around a lot on you, but if you're the defense, we gotta tackle. You gotta get. We've got enough penetration to make stops on some of the guys those running backs longer runs tonight.
So what you special on defense, and it's something Coach Meeks talked about in pregame. It holds up now. Even assignments, know your assignments. The Dragons are making, and they've done it every game. It seems like more getting better at it as the season has progressed, at making their reads quickly and making their moves, doing what they're supposed to do. Call it real discipline. Football, so to speak. They definitely got to kind of get back that a little bit because there have been some missed tackles. And it's kind of like, and I'll give Fordyce some credit there because that speed, the way they're moving and stuff, they could force a few missed tackles.
Absolutely.
But the defense, for the most part, doing what they had to do. They've held Fordyce 12 points here in the first half. Junction City leads at 14-12. They reset the clock to give halftime a little bit longer. The teams loosen up. There's still about a minute and 40 left on it. Offensively, we said his name several times. Say it again. Brady Hutchinson doing an outstanding job throwing the ball. Cook doing a real fine job running the ball. And something that I really hadn't mentioned too much, and I need to, both our offensive and defensive lines, a little salute to them. They're playing some solid ball up there.
They are.
The defensive line got tested there on the right side for a while. Adjustments were made. They come back hitting us in the middle. And Coach Meeks talked about this at the half. It's hard to defense a team like that runs, and you mentioned it, Sean. They mentioned kind of this misdirection stuff, kind of like the wing tee.
You hate it.
The spinner back kind of thing. Who's getting the ball? Who has the ball?
You hate it. You hate it as a defense to line up against that.
So, overall, I'll give our team an A- here for the first half.
Oh, absolutely.
Very pleased with it.
It's not like it's 14-12 because both sides have made a lot of mistakes. This has been a good football game.
And I'm going to say this. I mean, and it's easy to say standing up here in the El Dorado Chemical broadcast booth, well coached so far. Adjustments have been made. The officials are out at the middle of the field. We're going to step away for 30 seconds. When we come back, folks, second half kickoff here on the Dragon Sports Network. 24 minutes in the books, 24 minutes to go to see who will own the 8AA conference title, the #1 seed to the playoffs, bragging rights in South Arkansas, all that good stuff be settled here in the next 24 minutes. We are set to begin the third quarter here at Paul H. Muse Field at David Carpenter Stadium. The Dragons to kick it off to the Red Bugs. They lead at 14-12 in a game that has been as advertised. It has been a battle. We're set to go. Junction City puts a foot into a squib kick across. It'll be covered at the 43-yard line, and that's where the Red Bugs go to work. Number 5 Sledge on the recovery at the, definitely at the 43-yard line. I get these yard lines mixed up sometimes, Sean. I don't know why. But
well, you got plus or minus 2 yards to work with on every call.
I say, with these guys, I do. It's a great field position for the Red Bugs. Junction City taking advantage of a turnover near the end of the first half to get the lead 24 seconds before the end of the half. They lead it now, as I said earlier, 14-12. We are set to begin. Fordyce, they're going to split. They got a kind of bunch package toward the Dragon side of the field there. Yep. They're fixing to open it up here. They're going to the spread to start the second half, so this will be interesting to see. They wanted to do a little bubble screen. They go back to the other side. They're going to go.
Nobody back there.
Nobody there, and that is number 2, Cross. He picks up about 27, close to 27 yards and a first down for Fordyce.
And Cross can run like their running backs, obviously, so, now we have something new to worry about.
And a new wrinkle to the game. In the pregame it was talked about. They do like to spread it. Talking with Alan Russell from 42 Sports saying the same thing. They will go out in the spread. We didn't hardly see the spread in the first half, and coming right out of it, boom, here's the spread.
Yeah, I didn't know they would throw that out there, but they seem content to throw something new at us.
And they're going to try it again here. This time it's going to be a keeper. There's the legs we were wondering about on the quarterback, but there's the flag.
I told you in the first half I'd worry about him running the ball.
The flag comes out immediately.
That's a holding kind of thing.
And I think that's a holding kind of thing. Well, he did throw it. Now he picked it back up.
Okay.
And said, never mind. Okay.
That's
not sure what that was for. Nonetheless, it is a first down. Very quickly, the Red Bugs move it 37 yards to the Dragon 20. Just underway, third quarter. Here's a give. This is going to be Shelton. Nowhere to go. That'll bring up second down.
I think maybe the conditions with the mist instead of any rain really coming down. I think Fordyce kind of likes this and wants to open it up with their passing game. And look how much space is out there on the right side of the field right now, Wayne.
Well, you talked about it earlier, the spacing. And these two teams, the reason that's so important talking about spacing, they got the ability to use every inch of that field. I mean, they can make plays from any.
You've got good quarterbacks, absolutely. Good quarterbacks, good receivers.
Kind of high snap. Brown pulls it down. Now he rolls out. Now he's got some pressure on him. He'll throw it away. He had a man in the area. And I don't know if high school it matters or not, but he was outside the tackle, so he was safe there. I get my rules confused.
One of the MVPs so far tonight, besides the ball boys and the towel guys, has to be this field drainage system. The field's looking pretty good after a half of football.
I tell you what, the old head dragon himself, everybody's been complimenting the fact this sucker drained very well. You hadn't seen a lot of slips and all that stuff.
Not tonight.
And so compliments to Coach Carpenter. This drainage system is working.
He do that with his own shovel?
I'm pretty sure he did.
Okay.
And a give again to Shelton on that little cross play. A nice tackle as it looked like he was fixing to get somewhere. Cook coming in and making the tackle on it. It will bring up, let's see, fourth down and
about 8, maybe?
Well, they're not sure. They got it back at the line of scrimmage. Yeah. Okay, they're saying okay. I thought he gained a little bit.
I did too. Well, we have a bad angle on that. I thought he had a few yards.
I did too.
So 4th and 10.
4th and 10, no doubt about it. Fordyce will go for it. Big play here, 9:45, third quarter. Red Bugs will go. There's a snap, good snap. Looking, Brown looking, got time, throws. The ball is tipped. It is almost intercepted. It was like patty cake. and nobody could get their hands on it.
You will not see more players get their hands on a ball than that play there. Lots of players with their hands on that ball.
I think it come up here and Coach Meeks touched it one time.
It hit somebody on top of the head.
So on a change of possession, I feel what I was fixing to say. Lord Almighty, bat it down, somebody. Junction City will take over from their own 20. 9:35 remaining third quarter. Hutchinson in the gun. The give to Cook. Cook steaming ahead. Cook with running room. Cook breaking tackles. Cook up to about the 36-yard line, a gain of 16. And that is a Ginger Talano Allstate Insurance first down.
Wayne, one thing we haven't seen is the big running play from Junction tonight, really, and we're due. We are definitely due.
We are, and Cook right then, I mean, he's showing he's ready to go. High snap, they give it to Cook. This time, Fordyce is in there. So that is about 3 or 4 high snaps tonight that has hurt the Dragons just when you kind of get things going. 2nd and 10, 9 minutes to go, third quarter.
Little Mad Dragon here?
I believe so. The Mad Dragon is going to make an appearance here on 2nd and 10. That is Cook in the shotgun. Hutchinson lined up to the Dragon side of the field.
That sounds like a Bruce Lee movie.
It does. There's a fake.
He's got
running room. He's got
there.
running room. He's at midfield or close to midfield. He cuts back, and they're going to wrap him up, but he had some serious running room. Should be a first down for Junction City.
Boy, they closed that gap quick. Did you see that defensive speed? Because, Wayne, I thought he was gone when he first turned the corner there.
I feel like when he turned the corner, I'm like, man, he's got running room for days.
And they got out there, though.
The Red Bugs, folks, their speed is as advertised. They are quick. And I don't know, the Junction City, they need to get ready here. They're about 10 seconds on the play clock. But Hutchinson back in the gun, so they come out of the Mad Dragon for the moment. Here's a give again. They're going to feed to Cook, and they are reading that.
Yep.
They're saying that we didn't have the first down. I thought we got it, so that was 3rd and a short. Now it's 4th and short.
So that's 4th and longer than short now.
Yeah, because he lost a couple there.
We're 4th and 2 and a long 2.
And what do you do?
Well, I attack
Junction City is going for it. They're going to attack it here on 4th down and about a yard. The ball is going to sit at the 40, right inside the 45. Hutchinson fakes it. Hutchinson with running room. Brady Hutchinson inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. And the young man can throw the ball in the mud in the rain, and he can definitely run it.
He's a good enough runner that when you pick your spots on things like that, it just drives the defense crazy.
I don't know if the snap was off a little bit and he couldn't get it to Cook or he meant to do that.
It's hard to tell. If that was designed, it doesn't matter now.
It's a first down at the 33 of Fordyce. Hudson back, looks, throws. He's got a man, and it's going to be a little overthrown, incomplete. And I'm not sure why Hernandez, like he wasn't quite in full speed. He was already getting a little bit of distance from the defender.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a different route than they anticipated, or I don't know. I'm not sure.
And now the return of the Mad Dragon on 2nd and 10. Junction City quickly readjusting. They still got time. I feel like they don't have much time. They do. They got plenty of time on the play clock.
People may not remember Brady started out the season last year as a wide receiver. Am I right?
Yep, you're right.
So he can obviously catch a football.
A high snap again. And Cook in trouble. That's going to hurt. The snaps are killing us. Absolutely killing us. That is not what you wanted there on 2nd and 10. It is going to be a loss of about 9.
Almost, yeah. 3rd and 17-ish.
3rd and 17, so we're going to call it a loss of 7. Hutchinson in the gun.
Almost forced to throw the ball.
Yep. Twins to the bottom now. Cook splits down there. Hutchinson rolls out. He's got pressure. Brady looking, dumps it off. Not a bad move. Just dump it off to keep from losing yards. Yeah. 4th down.
Probably going for it anyway.
And that's what on this side of the field, easy for me to say up here. Let's do it.
I know.
6:32 remaining third quarter. Junction City on top, 14-12. My goodness gracious.
Oh, we're going to punt it.
And the punt unit coming on. A lot of momentum until we
Negative
got
plays.
The negative plays do it every time.
Every time.
Fourth down, the snap. This time pretty good. Brady's got time. They're not coming after him. Good punt. It's going to roll along the ground and will die at about the 12-yard line. So kind of did what you wanted to do there.
That's a good field position swap for you there. That's good. I kind of thought we'd go for it, honestly.
I really thought, well, we'll try something here, but this pans out better. It's about 31 yards on it. So you flip the field. You put them back deep, and you turn to your defense and say, shut them down again.
Yeah. You know, it's amazing. I heard some guys on the NFL the other day talking about this bend and don't break mentality of you figure if an offense is out there long enough, they may shoot themselves in the foot. To me, when you back somebody up like this, not that that's our philosophy anyway, but, you know, you'd like to see a sack here or a strip sack or a turnover or something.
To help you out.
Absolutely.
Brown under center in the veer. Quick give to, I'm going to say Sheldon's on the far side of the field. Whoever it is.
Good defense.
Good defense by the Dragons. No gains, second down.
So many guys got penetration on that one, Wayne. I don't know who to even mention.
Shelton on the carry. I saw him give him the ball back. I guess the best way to put it, Sean, host of Dragons on that tackle. In fact, going to be a loss of 2. So it's going to be 2nd and 12. Clock under 6 minutes in the third quarter. Junction City 14, Fordyce 12. Man in motion. Fordyce is going to swing it to the wide side. They give it to Shelton. Shelton nowhere to go. Flags are out.
Flag on the play.
Yep.
The old Vince Lombardi sweep.
And things are getting interesting. There's some serious chirping going on and a little extracurricular activity.
What's the call?
Let's see what the call's going to be. It's got to be holding, I'm thinking. Junction is declining. I see that they're talking to the Junction players now. We'll see if we get a call here. Junction said they don't want it, and officials, now what is he? They don't want he's wanting to mark it out. One official's wanting to mark it out, the other one's trying to tell him, no. Okay, now they're ready. All right, here we go. It's going to be 3rd and 13. 5:30 remaining third quarter.
We know they have the arm talent to get one plenty far enough down the field here. So,
you know, the thing about it, you look, most teams you'd go, okay, we're in good position here. Now, right here, you're kind of holding your breath like, oh, boy.
You know he can get it down here.
Let's make sure we got everybody covered. Got a man going to the top. They're going to throw it, no doubt. Here comes a pass. It is going to be
unbelievable.
Caught. Unbelievable. He caught it amongst 3 Dragons. Shelton
went between 3 guys, and he caught it. That's good concentration by the number 2,
That's
Cross.
Cross, excuse me. I said Shelton Cross.
That's just great concentration.
That is a pickup of 32, 33 yards. Great. And you're right, Sean. He had 3 guys around. And to keep his concentration and all that.
It went through 3 sets of hands, Wayne, to get to him. And I don't know how one of them didn't get a hand on the ball.
At least get a paw on it, knock it down.
That's just a good play. That's all you can say about that.
New life for the Red Bugs. Here's a give up the middle. That is Shelton. And need to get a whistle blowed. Finally do. He picks up about 2. It gives the Red Bugs new life with 4:50 remaining in the third quarter. And these 2 teams playing like 2 teams that people talk about could be your state champion at the end of the year.
Absolutely.
They are going at it.
What a huge play at the best possible time for them. It really was a good pass. I mean, he put it where he needed to put it.
He put it where he needed to. And I guess you could say with 3 guys on him, he definitely threaded the needle.
He definitely threaded it.
Here's another give. This is going to be Shelton. He will pick up about 2 or 3 yards there.
Boy, that was scary. I thought he was going to get his feet back under him on that one.
I did too.
There was nobody over here either.
That young man is definitely dangerous.
Tell you what, they definitely look like a championship caliber team. And so do we. I'm just saying, we're evenly matched.
This is an evenly matchup.
This is skill on skill here. It's one of the best teams I've seen in AA in a couple of years.
A long time, especially here at the Muse. I'll get to that in a minute. On third down, here's a give to Shelton again. And if he don't have the first down, he's extremely close.
Oh, it's close. I think he got it.
I would say probably –
give or take 2 yards.
Yeah. Because, I'll think the ball should be spotted there, and every time they do it. It's going to be short. It's going to be 4th and a yard. There's no doubt. They went for it twice before. They'll do it again. They're 2 for 2 on the night on 4th downs, and I believe, Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, both times with the quarterback.
Yeah, why wouldn't you go for it?
You're successful with it, and they're doing it again. In fact, it's less than a yard. 4th down, the Bugs will go for it. 3:44, third quarter. Brown, they're pushing, shoving. Flags
flying.
Hold everything. Flags flying.
All right, here's the chippiness coming
And I'm
back.
fixing to tell you right now, if these officials don't get their act together and get control of this game, we are going to have problems.
I'll be curious. Somebody translate for me when you see the signal here. Yeah, you can't have them hold a guy up and all.
That's what they were.
You can't do that.
It happened right at the line of scrimmage, too.
Either somebody gets hurt or a fight or both.
The officials are talking it over.
He's called. You know what he's calling? Is he calling the man behind him for pushing? Yes.
He's got to.
The fullback ran right into the back of the quarterback and pushed him into the pile. And there's a lot of hand motions, as if that's what they're discussing. 48 for us. Who's that?
Kyle Kidwell.
Kidwell's indicating that as well. No, that was 18. That's Tate Barnett.
Okay, now the coach for Fordyce is coming out. He's wanting to talk.
Coach, you're a long way off the sideline.
You're a long way off the sideline. Coach Smith keeping he's standing back. Flag is down again. On the official, or is that his? No, that's a flag. Now the coach is being escorted off the field by his players. Now, now either a flag gets thrown or a timeout's called. It's one or the other. Because he cannot stop. The Fordyce coach come on the field. His players had to escort him back. Now, he either gets flagged or he don't. It's one or the other. Well, a flag is down on the Junction side by Coach Smith where he was standing.
They also indicated the little timeout motion and pointed towards Fordyce, I thought. Didn't they?
I didn't see it. But I didn't see it because that's what got
I don't
Junction
know.
coaches were pointing in.
So is he mad over the call, or is he mad over he was trying to get their attention for a timeout or something?
I don't know that nothing's been, which you can't go by the board, I'll be honest with you, but nothing's been taken off. I think he's mad about the call. I'm almost certain.
Which should have been
should have been caught. It should have been stopped before it went any further. Now, the penalty's been marked.
I mean, we don't, you don't want controversy like
you
this
don't want
screwing
that,
up a good
no,
game. Let's not have coaches tossed and all that kind of stuff. Get back to playing football.
All right, it is 4th down. They're going to rerun it again. It's 4th and 7 following the penalty.
I'm going to say they called aiding the runner, right?
Yeah, that's what the call had to be because the flag come out. They're going to pitch to Hudson. Hudson with running room. Hudson ain't going to get it. He got popped at about the 47 and drove back. So Junction City will take over on downs.
That's Tanner Barnett.
Yep.
That's a good linebacker. It is a good, solid football player.
Sean, going back to the previous play, I'm going to say this. The flag come out, the pushing was, you could tell he was being aided. I mean, there's no doubt. And the flag come out then. The problem I had was if a coach storms on the field like that, 9 times out of 10, or I'll say 8 times out of 10, he's flagged. But nonetheless, it's over with now. Junction from the 40, they're on 45, 1st and 10. Hudson in the gun. Hudson's going to keep. Hudson with some running room. He's going to pick up about 3.
And they blew that one dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got their crowd really into it now.
They're not going to give him much for it, progress. I thought he had a little more than that. So it'll be about a yard gain, if that. 2nd down as we hit the 3-minute mark of the third quarter. Junction City 14, Fordyce 12. You're watching Dragon football on the DSN. in the gun, drops back, looking, throws. He's
There
got
it
a
is.
man. Gilbert with the reception at about the 34-yard line. Gilbert got on that ladder and climbed it and brought it in. First down, Dragons.
Good pass, good catch. Looked similar to the one they took a shot at in the end zone earlier and didn't complete. The Fordyce coach was just absolutely beside himself just before that snap.
He is still, I mean, there comes a point you have to let it go. Now we got a timeout, the player timeout, official timeout. We got a player down. While we do, folks, we're going to step away for 1 minute. We'll be back.
Is he cramping? I think he's cramping. First and 10.
2:37 remaining, clock running, third quarter. Junction City on the move. And hold everything. We have a flag down, and I believe this will be on Junction.
That's Johnson running the Mad Dragon that time?
Mad Dragon. They had Johnson, that's Jamal Johnson. But before anything could get going, a flag comes out and procedure on the Dragons. Our radio audience, glad you're back with us with 2.5 to go third quarter. Junction was fixing to run a play here. They were back in the Mad Dragon and were flagged for procedure, so that'll back them up 5, and it'll be 1st and 15. Junction City at the Fordyce 40. Hutchinson in the gun. The give straight ahead.
Boy, there's some hitting.
And there's some hitting going on now.
Uh-oh, here we go with the chippiness
And now,
again.
see, that's what I know. The officials, they are not taking control of this whatsoever.
I mean, you can't let that get out of hand. I mean, I understand their coach is mad and they're mad too, but you can't let them take those half swings and shoves and everything after the whistle. You just can't do that.
I mean, it's kind of showing that they hadn't been in a game this tight to this degree. Now Junction calls a timeout. So while the Dragons are going to take a timeout, we're going to step away again for 30 seconds, and we'll be back. We are back, 1:49 remaining in the third quarter. Junction City 14, Fordyce 12. It's going to be 2nd and 15. Junction City calling a timeout. Needless to say, things getting very heated here in the border town.
You can say that again.
And, man.
Well, I've never seen a coach come to midfield like that and not get flagged for it. And but now officials just need to make sure that
they got it under control. Hutchinson in the gun. Hutchinson fakes, throws, and again another flag. And it's like now we're making up calls,
right,
to appease somebody.
Now we're going to back us up.
Another 5.
Another 5. So we're going to be at 2nd and 25 or 20.
It'd be 2nd and 20.
2nd 20. This football game has been played a lot between the 40-yard lines tonight, Wayne. Have you noticed that?
It has. It has definitely been done that.
When you and I aren't looking this way or this way, you know there's some evenly matched football going on.
It has been a very well-played game, up to a point here where you kind of want to see a little more control taking place here. Fordyce kind of changing up the defense now. If you look, Sean, they're spreading that secondary out a little.
They are.
On 2nd and 20. Hutchinson looks, throws. Frazier incomplete. 3rd down.
Yeah, that wasn't going to go anywhere anyway,
No.
probably. The way they changed their defense, they were more or less waiting on a screen there.
Yep. They saw it coming and they adjusted accordingly.
You know, give some credit to Fordyce for changing the offense and defenses up a little at the half, coming out with, you know, new looks almost for us.
So there's some adjustments going on at halftime, that's for sure. And we said it earlier, this game has been well executed in every area, coaching, all the way special teams so far, and offense, defense. 3rd and 20. Hudson's looking deep, is going to throw, and a very nice play. Gives good timing.
Both got there at the same
time. It was 4th down.
Nothing to gripe about there.
No.
I think we threw the same play 3 times in a row now.
I think we need to try something
different. Time to move on.
Trying to move on away from that one.
And I guess we're gonna definitely punt this one down and try to pin them back.
I think you play field position
Absolutely.
here. You turn to your defense once again, tell them let's shut it down.
And, hey, there's some kids playing both ways, but your other guys, they've had a good rest now. So tell them to go out there and take care of business. Once again, special teams are huge, Wayne. You don't want any mishaps, you know, out of the exchanges and things in the game line. And you don't want to give up any big returns.
Waiting on the snap. Good snap this time. And a good kick. It's going to be fielded. And a
tackle.
What a tackle. Good job. That was
Malone
on the tackle. That was Hudson trying to make the move there to get loose. They'll put it down at the 20. So Junction, let's see, 25-yard punt. We'll put Fordyce back at the 20.
Were you a little surprised he fielded it and took off? I was kind of thinking he might let it roll a little because of the conditions, but he fielded it and took off.
Because it don't take but one misstep or one little odd turn of that football.
Even the end-over-end punts tonight, though, have not rolled that far. They really. I thought maybe they might tell him to back off of that one because probably 10-yard line was the worst it was going to go.
Well, the Redbugs will go to work with 1:26 left. Brown under center. Here's a give into the right side of that Dragon line. They're going back after it. It'll be a pickup of a couple.
Who's that? That's number
And I believe that's Hudson.
Hudson
on that carry. Fordyce faces a 2nd and 7 as we get near the 1-minute mark of the 3rd quarter.
Well, you know, I heard a coach saying that it's overrated what happens at the half. Adjustments are continuously happening during the course of a game. So we'll see.
We'll see indeed. Actually, they're going to move the ball up. They moved the ball up a little, so it's 2nd and 5. Again, trying to get it to the outside. This is going to be, I believe, Shelton, and he's going to get a 1st down and a little bit more.
He did, but the defense kind of did their job. They stretched that out to the sideline as best as you could kind of expect, and they didn't give him anything back towards the inside to bust a long one. But, you know, guy's fast.
He is super fast. Hudson, Shelton, Cross, all of them, there's no doubt about it, they can move. That is a 1st down. I can tell from here it's a 1st down. Waiting on the chain gang and the officials far side. They're moving now.
Plus or minus 2 yards, you're right on it.
And we're going to go from the 34-yard line, 1st and 10. This is a give to Shelton. Not much happening, 2nd down.
Barnett
in on the tackle. Has played a heck of a game.
That's Tanner. And is Tate his brother?
Tate's his brother.
Okay, all right.
That should be the end of the 3rd quarter. I'm watching to see what Fordyce is going to do. They're not in no mood to do it. 3 quarters in the book here at Paul H. Muse Field at David Carpenter Stadium. Our score, Junction City 14, Fordyce 12. We'll be back with the 4th quarter here on the Dragon Sports Network.
I can't believe I'm on.
36 minutes in the book, 12 minutes to go. Junction City 14, Fordyce 12. It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Red Bugs from their own 36-yard line. We are set to begin the fourth quarter here at the Muse in the game as advertised. Here's a give up the middle. It'll be about a pickup of 1 or 2. I believe, I'll go out on a limb and say that was Shelton on the carry, and I was correct. Fourth quarter underway at 3rd and 8. Folks, if you missed it, all I can tell you is this. It has been back and forth as far as playing. The score 14-12 Junction City. Two teams well coached, playing a heck of a game. And like I said earlier, as advertised, this game has lived up to its billing.
We're wearing out the 40s and 50s.
Yes, sir. Well, like you said earlier, it's been played right in this area here. 3rd down, the Red Bugs are going to run the sweep again to Shelton. Shelton looking for some running room, finding it, and he is going to be called down. The whistle blow while he was still, I'll give him credit, he was still moving.
He went over a guy's back and really technically wasn't down.
Yeah, the whistle got blowed, but they're going to, and they should. That should be a first because he went down when he did go down. Yeah, he had a first down.
Should be a first down.
Should be a first down for the Red Bugs at about their 40, right outside their 45-yard line. The rain has, or I should say the drizzle has picked back up. It's intensified some.
It has.
I looked that word up in the dictionary today.
Intensified?
I figured I might need it.
Well, don't ever say anything with 2 words and one will do it, Wayne.
There
so
you go.
Instead of raining harder, it intensified.
It intensified.
I hear you.
So 1st and 10, Fordyce, 44-yard line. They're on the move again. Junction City scoring right before the half to take a 14-12 lead. It stood up through the 3rd quarter, and we're now into the 4th quarter. They got a man that just come in at the last second, and nobody saw him at the far side, number 24.
That's the old Nashville Scrappers hidden man on the sideline play there.
I think so.
That's kind of suspicious.
Now he's coming on. I looked up, and the guy was lining up, and I'm like, man, there ain't nobody out there.
That's when you throw the old red 7 hot route to him and hope nobody noticed.
So it will be 2nd following the run, 2nd and about 5. Ball sitting right outside the midfield mark. Again, they're going to toss it this time to the far side. Junction City is there. Give the Dragons credit.
What a play.
What a play. Several Dragons in there, including number 18.
Wayne, I'm going to point out, since this is why you pay me the big bucks, the whole time, 3 plays in a row, my man Tanner Barnett's been over here on the sideline trying to work out a cramp in his calf, it looks like.
Yep.
So, he's gotten at least his lungs are a little caught up now if he can keep that leg going.
Get him back in the game.
But that was good penetration by several guys that time for the Dragons.
Well, I mentioned number 18. That was Tate that was in there along with several others. 3rd down. Here's a give again.
What a play.
Again, the Dragons are there. Number 31 blasted through there.
That's Singleton.
Singleton and lit it up. 4th down.
Singleton made that one by himself. He was waiting on him.
So 4th down, and it is, like I said, it is really picking up now, the rain. Let's see what the Red Bull. Yeah. Sean, they've been going for it, and I know this is a further distance now. You're looking at about a 4th, and we'll call it a long 6. Do you play field position, or do you say, hey, no, I'm going for it?
Wayne, I hate to be the conservative guy, but I would think I'd punt it down and try to pin us back a little, but maybe they don't have confidence.
They're going. They got the weapons. They're going. Here's a toss again. This is going to be.
He got it.
The ball's out. The ball's picked up. They're letting them run with it.
Wayne, I thought the ground caused that myself.
Not sure what they're going to call here. Let's see.
I thought the ground caused it, honestly. I thought the ground.
I did too.
Sure looked like it.
I looked like he was short too, but.
Can we get a ruling from New York on that? I tell you what,
I thought the ground caused the fumble.
But
I thought he was short.
It was close.
It was close, but when he went down, he was short.
Yeah, but
the 46. And the 46 is where they needed to get.
I thought the ground caused it to come out, honestly.
Now Coach Smith is walking out talking.
Yeah.
Here comes one heck of a measurement, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I can tell you. The eyes of the state of Arkansas will be watching this one. It is 4th down at the moment. Let's see what the – I'm waiting on the officials. He is short. It is Junction City's football at the their own 46-yard line.
So by that, they're not worrying about the fumble. They're strictly going by the yardage on the actual play, and
yes.
they still didn't get it.
They still didn't
well,
get it.
Good call by you on noticing he was short.
Because when he went down, I was looking at the football.
Okay.
He didn't. He went down. That ball was short.
Okay, I thought he had it at
Yeah.
first, but no, you had it. You picked it out.
Junction City takes over. Big stop by the Dragons. Opportunity here with 8:06 remaining. Hutchinson in the gun. Hutchinson with the snap, the give to Cook. Cook with some running room will go over midfield to about the Fordyce 49.
Yeah, you hope they give it to us on this side over here of the 50. It looks like he got to the 49 on this side.
That's what I thought too. The field just now, of course, it's been played, like we said, Sean, back and forth between these 40s. It's starting to tear a little, but let's give it credit. It made it this far with the rain and all.
Yeah.
Great job of draining, and a salute to Coach Carpenter and company for what they've done to allow this game, to be played like this without having to worry about all the slipping and stuff.
I think it actually slacked up again.
It has. 2nd and 5. Cook in the backfield with Hutchinson. High snap again. Good gracious.
That's a bad time for that to happen.
Man.
Just can't afford that.
That is absolutely killing Junction City tonight. It'll be a loss of 2. I say 2, excuse me. It's going to be a loss more than that. It's going to be 2 yards behind the chain.
Yeah.
So we go now from a possible 3rd down and short to 3rd and 11. And you really want to see the offense keep the ball here and do something. Here's a reverse. They got a little bit of running room, not much. This is Herlandez Frazier trying to get something. And now is after the play is hit out of bounds and no call.
You don't want to have to do the trick plays necessarily, but I'm sure we did. Thinking a little conservatively, we didn't want to throw it.
Well, I'd like to see them stay in bounds and keep that clock going.
Absolutely, that's the one.
That's the one thing they're really
You don't want to go out of bounds right now for the rest of the game.
Clinging to a 2-point lead, the Dragons will punt it away with 6:44 remaining.
You need a good kick here, and everybody do their job, stay in their lanes. Don't let anybody get outside of you.
There's a snap,
That's a good snap.
There's the punt,
That's a good
high punt.
Good punt. Put him down right there.
Put him down right there. There you go. The Dragons are there.
26-yard line, 27 maybe where the spot's going to be.
Yep. So 6:33 remaining. Fordyce gets the ball back. Let me set the timeouts for you. Junction City has 2 remaining. The Redbugs are full allotment. And here comes the Redbug offense one more time. And now the talking. This is where I get aggravated with officials. You got a Redbug player in the Dragon huddle yapping away. Separate them and let's play ball. That's,
right. Well, you've got 2 even teams out here. You don't want this marred by some
this,
fight or something.
Exactly.
You want it to be about the football.
That's it. Be about the game.
That's why you don't want it to be about referees and fights and
all
ejections and all that mess. Play football.
So here we go. From the 27, 1st and 10. Brown back looking now. He is wanting to throw. He will throw. It's going to be a battle, incomplete.
The reason that happened is because of the hit on the quarterback. As he threw the ball, he underthrew it. We hit him right in the middle of his delivery, and it caused it to float a duck down the field instead of a better pass. That ball was almost intercepted.
Almost,
could have been. But hey, it ended up on the ground. That's okay.
Right now, we'll take that gladly.
Take it.
2nd and 10.
Now it's back hard, a little bit harder rain, a little bit.
Fordyce, looks like this time they may spread it. 2 to the top, split out.
Fordyce has a lot of formations on offense, Wayne. They really do a good job of.
They're going to run twins to both sides. Here's a quick outlet pass, trying to get a man open. They do, and and going to pick up a good.
About 3.
Let's see. Maybe a little more than that. We got a player down on the far side. And yes, we do. While we do, we're going to wait and see how that turns out. Give you a 30-second break, and we'll be back. .609 remaining in the game. The rain picking up a little bit. Is 3rd down and 7 for the Red Bugs. They sit at their own 32-yard line.
6 minutes, 9 seconds left in the game.
I tell you what, this is something else.
I think it's a new AAA rule, Wayne, that it has to rain when these teams play.
I think so. Here we go. In the gun. Drop back, look, flags fly. So what do we have here? Let's see. Waiting on the call. I don't know. Now Junction's backing up. That might have been an offsides call. If it was, that really hurts because you got them in 3rd and 7. You don't want to let it get to
It's possible on the left edge over here we moved early, Wayne. I'm not sure.
And, yep, that's what it looks like it's going to be. Third, it's going to go from 3rd and 7 to 3rd and 2.
I was hoping they didn't see it.
So a little anticipation.
Wayne, I want to talk about something that we're going to a timeout when I started mentioning it. I think we've had some cramping going on with some guys, too.
Yeah.
That's worth watching the rest of the game.
Yep.
Multiple
Okay,
guys.
3rd and 2. We'll get to that in a second. 3rd and 2 from the 37. Here's a give, and I know nowhere. It will be 4th down and a big call coming up for Fordyce. Sean, you mentioned it earlier, and you're right. Let's get into that. We had a couple of starters on defense out, and it was apparent, they were crapping.
I think I've counted 3 guys from our side that have come off the field with it looked like calves every time cramping up. And, you don't think about that so much on a night like tonight, but it's a reality that a lot of guys, when it's cooler weather, they don't drink as many fluids, and plus, playing both ways.
It catches up with you. Well, here we go. It's going to be 4th and 1, and the Red Bugs, they went for it 3 other times. I know twice they made it. One time they ended up penalty taking them out of it.
Quarterback sneak.
More than likely, it's going to be that quarterback sneak. A huge.
He got it.
And
he's still going. He got past the 40.
Let's see. Yep.
Wow.
They pushed them back, but forward progress will give them a 1st down with 4:38. So Fordyce will remain in control of the football.
Raining harder.
And the ball will be put down at the 39-yard line. So here we go.
If you're Junction, you got to get off the field. It's 4 minutes and 35 seconds left now. You want to shut this down and get the defense off the field.
Right. Turn that ball back over to your offense. And, heck, nothing else. Force Fordyce to start burning timeouts. They still got their full allotment. Kind of a high snap. Brown pulls it down. Brown looking. He's going to lob one up. He's got a man. It's going to be caught. That is number 5 for Fordyce. He'll pull it down at the 25-yard line.
That's Sledge. He had a step on 2 guys, and the quarterback, Wayne, the kid's accurate. Other than the interception, the kid's been pretty accurate all night, especially on the plays that are literally just killing us. I mean,
indeed. 4:14 remaining. Junction City has got to shut them down here. The ball will be at the 24-yard line. Fordyce on the move again. And you're right, Sean.
He's put him on he got him out of the end zone earlier.
Yep.
And then
Well, go back to their first touchdown.
Yes.
A heck of a deal on 4th down. And now I believe that's a timeout called by the Red Bugs. It is. We're going to step away with them for 30 seconds. We'll be back. 3 minutes, 56 seconds remaining in the game. Junction City 14, Fordyce 12. Red Bugs on the move. They're at the Dragon 24-yard line. Folks, all I can tell you is this. If you need to take your pill now, take it. Let Granny get that dip. Whatever you need to do it now, because this sucker will go to the wire, I promise you. Man. Here we go. Brown is in the gun. Red Bugs have twins to the Dragon side of the field. He's going to keep Brown straight ahead, running. He was hit and brought down inside the 20 at about the 19-yard line. It's on the far side. Let's wait and see where they mark it. The rain, like you mentioned earlier, Sean, it's picking back up again. It kind of stopped for a while, and then it picks right back up.
Wayne, one of the things I just noticed, he was a little bit careless with that football. You know, even a dual threat quarterback doesn't run the ball quite as much as his running backs. I'd be kind of curious if he doesn't do a better job of covering that thing up the rest of the game. We might could pop it out of there.
That's it, because right now at this point in the game, a turnover would be catastrophic for either team. Here's a give to Shelton. He breaks tackles to get the first down. I thought they had him for a second. He broke loose and got it, so it'll be a first down for the Red Bugs as we get to the closing in on the 3-minute mark. 3:13 remaining. Junction City making a few substitutions here, trying to get some kind of a little bit of a heavier line in there. Red Bugs and their fans fired up.
You probably got some fatigue going on with a lot of your interior linemen right now because they've been battling it out for a while. And probably not a bad idea to get some fresh people in there.
What a game. It's going to be a quarterback keep. This is Brown. They are pushing and fighting, and let's see what we got. Can't tell how much he picked up looking. They're going to put it down close to the 5-yard line, so I'm going to say about a 5-yard pickup.
Wayne, it's just man-on-man. Push the guy out of the way in front of you.
This
football
is it
right
now.
here.
This is it. It's what it's come down to. We have 2:24 remaining. Fordyce threatening from the Dragon 6. Make it 7-yard line. Dragon crowd cheering the defense on to make a stand here.
And he fumbled.
The ball is on the ground. The ball is on the ground. And I believe
Junction City thinks they have it.
Junction City has the ball.
Is the official? Yeah, Dragons.
The white hat just signified Junction City football. Now we have 2:01 remaining. And now there's a discussion going on here. There's nothing to discuss. Once you make the call, that's it. I'll say this, if the coach runs out on the field again and you don't flag them, they need to yank cards. That's my 2 cents worth. I'm through with it. 2:01 remaining. It's 14-12 Junction City.
Now, the problem with this, Wayne, is now
we got to get out of our shadow.
We're backed up, and you cannot afford a mistake back here because now you're running out of time to do anything about it if something really inopportune does happen.
Sean, I'll tell you now, you need 2 first downs. 2 first downs.
You got to close it out.
I'm not going to say it'll end the game, but it will put you in a position of ending the game.
Absolutely.
First thing first, get out of the own end of the field because the ball sits on the 7.
Push the guy in front of you out of the way.
That's it. Make them burn a timeout. They should burn one here. I don't see him wanting.
He hasn't yet.
He hasn't yet. I mean, he has 2. He has to kind of manage them,
I think he's going to see what happens on the first 2 downs.
Okay. Okay. Now, I'm Junction City. Every second you can milk.
Oh, absolutely. In this situation, I know there's a clock that the quarterback can clearly see, but a lot of times the coach is going to let him know, hey, when it gets down to this number, start your cadence or whatever. And
yeah.
You know, that's a relatively new thing still in high school football, having these play clocks. We didn't have those.
Well, I'll tell you this right here now. They're going to Dragon split 1 wide. There's 10 on the play clock, 120 on the game clock. Brady watching both of them.
You go on first sound and let it go all the way down to 2 seconds or 1
second. Here's the give. Here's the darn officials, I swear.
What is going on now?
I don't know. Nobody knows.
It wasn't delay a game.
It wasn't delay a game because I was watching. Nobody moved because I was watching Hernandez.
No chance of delay a game. But they're going to back us up, it looks like. Or what is going on?
All right, so they're going to call Junction. Now, he hasn't given a signal what he – I'm going to assume all sides. Nothing was –
What was the call? Of course, there's nowhere we can back
Okay.
up to now.
Now the clock's going to start running again. There's 20 on the play clock. Now we got – Fordyce is going to have to burn a timeout, and I think that's
Actually, that just cost him a lot of time, didn't it?
It sure did. It actually worked. We're going to stay right here.
That worked our advantage.
That worked our advantage, and I think the Fordyce coach is letting them know it too. He's aggravated.
Well, he's been doing that for 3 quarters.
Yeah. Now here he comes back on the field again. All right, there's 1 minute and 4 seconds left. The ball is sitting, Sean, I'm going to say 3-yard line, 2. Can you tell from
I'm
here?
going to say the 2, Wayne.
It's on the 2-yard line. We get any closer, we're going to be at the Slurpee machine at the Hardy Mark. Goodness gracious, come on. 1:04 to go. Now, Fordyce is down to, help me out, 1 timeout. That is correct on the board.
On the board, it's 1 timeout.
Big Gary, you with us there? 1 timeout, correct? One left. They've called 2, I know. All right. If you can get a first down here somehow or another.
It should be the game, though,
It should be the game, but you're looking at 2nd and about 13. So all you want here is positive yards,
Wayne,
really.
Wayne, your quarterback standing in the end zone, that's never good.
That's never good. You just want some positive yards right here.
And, of course, they're going to stack the interior there. And
I would think they would. Sean, I'm going to be the daredevil. I'm going to say this right now. If you can hit Harlandis Frazier with a slant, we'll be dancing.
I'm going to bring you back to reality and say don't do it.
Don't do it. Yeah, don't do it. That's just the
That's a clock. That's a clock
That's
issue.
a clock killer right there. You can't do that. Here they go. Brady, I think, is going to be a keeper. And let's see how much, if any.
Wow. Okay, they're out of timeouts now.
Now we got a Red Bug player down.
Well, that might be. They're out of timeouts regardless.
They did call a timeout. And now.
So we are at third and 12.
Let's hold everything, because now I think that I'm going to play devil's advocate here. I'm going to say they're going to holler, we had a player down, we want that timeout back.
And you know how the pros handle that.
Yep.
You can't have
an
an injured guy in under 2 minutes without burning a timeout for him.
Well, they have. Okay, I'm looking to see what's going on here. 1:02 remaining in the ball game. Junction City 14, Fordyce 12. Holy Moses.
Yeah, this is where
Goodness
preparation and coaching, and these are the kind of situations that go through the coach's mind.
You ain't kidding.
They talk about it. I don't know how often, but they do talk about these kinds of things. There's a lot of scenarios at play here, and you just hope all the guys are doing what they've been taught to do.
All right, we are set to go.
We're due for one of those long yardage runs right now. About 12 would be great. Let's say 13. Well, let's say 14, give or take a yard or two.
Give or take a yard or two, and boy, we'll all be happy. Here we go, 3rd down, 12. 1:02 remaining in the game. Fordyce out of timeouts. Junction City trying to get away from that goal line. Here's a toss.
Here we
this
go.
is a
Cut
give.
back,
He's
cut
got
back.
running room.
He's
This
got
is
it. He's got
Johnson.
it.
Johnson
He's
at
got
the
it.
20. He's
Stay
got
down.
the first down. Jamal Johnson has the first down.
And he stayed in bounds. He stayed in bounds.
55 seconds left.
He stayed in bounds. I thought Brad Smith was going to tackle him to make sure he stayed in bounds.
Brad, I tell you what, old Brad could hit people back in the day.
He could.
He squared up like he was going to tackle them and keep them in bounds.
And that's what he needed to do. I'm sure there were a lot of purple jerseys. That's like the old slide. Get down.
Slide, fall down, stay in bounds.
That really should do it.
And now the clock will start running. Fordyce cannot stop it. The undefeated Red Bugs are looking at a L at this moment. 44 seconds left. And now the Dragons going into my favorite formation. Brady will take a knee, and that should do it.
I couldn't tell where it was intended to go, but he found something to the outside and bounced it and hit the Jets. And Wayne had plenty to get out there and get it done. That's a big-time run in a big-time situation right there.
Now, I'm not sure what's going on. The game is not over. The players were lining up.
They're going to make them snap it again.
They're going to have to snap it again.
30 games.
Well, the 25-second clock never started.
Right. The game clock's got more than the play clock on it. They're going to have to snap it, I would think. Although Brad and the referee seem to be having a discussion about it.
Yeah, I saw they started waving. I don't know what went on, but after the snap, you thought, well, that'll be it. And then they started blowing their whistles. They stopped everything.
What in the world?
I'm not sure. Big Gary's looking at me. I'm not sure what. I did see the official. As soon as Brady took a knee, the clock was running. Then they started blowing blowing the whistles, waving it off. But I'm not sure why they did what they did. We're back in the formation again. Now, Fordyce has no timeout, so this is the only thing I can figure out. On the injury, if they went ahead and said, okay, we're not charging you timeout, you got an injured player. Now, they used the timeout, but it's a 1st and 10 for Junction.
It's just the issue of the play clock having more time on it.
Yeah, that's it.
The game,
I don't know what
game
else
clock having more time than the play clock. We need another kneel down. That's it.
That's it. And Coach Smith's still having discussion with the officials.
Let's just make it official right here.
Yeah, I think the officials mishandled it.
Well,
but that's neither here nor there.
Coach Brad Smith's happy. He just patted him on the back and walked away grinning. So
one more time.
This will be it.
Snap. Brady takes a knee. And this time the clock is running. And that should do it.
And there's some guys telling each other, I hope I see you in Little Rock in a few weeks. That's what they're saying, right?
I'm pretty sure. That's what everybody was wanting. And I tell you what I do like. I see guys shaking hands and all that good stuff. Because you don't want nothing, you don't want nothing going on here that shouldn't.
These teams may play each other again this year, Wayne.
4 seconds left, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Stick a fork in her, boys. She's done. The final score in a game that lived up to its billing. Junction City 14, Fordyce 12. And we'll go holler real quick, the 42 Sport. Y'all be safe traveling, man. I'm going to bring Coach Meeks in here as we go to the post-game show. We're going to go right ahead and roll into it, folks. Coach Meeks, I tell you what, we talked about it. It started getting talked about in September. It started getting talked about even more as it got closer to the date. And here we are. Junction City Fordyce in a game that we will talk about for a long time. Yes. So first things first, what'd you think about it?
Defense.
Yes,
Defense. They got to stop. Remember I told you they need a big stop out of halftime? They got the big stop out of halftime. We was on that bend but don't break. They completed a couple of long passes down here. Defense, like I said, bend, don't break it. Good, big stop right here on the fumble. And defense. If I had a player of the game, I'd give it to the whole defense.
You know what? That's what I was going to tell you. The ex-Wildcat got in my ear a while ago, said, we need a player of the game. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'll put it on my shoulders here. The entire team is our player of the game. Yes. I cannot justify and look and say, well, one guy done this or that. It took a team effort on defense. The offense did what it had to do between Brady's passing, the receivers doing their routes right to make the plays they made, Cook's hard running. The entire Junction City team is our player of the game, and if somebody wants to break it down from there, they can. But DSN, Jason Hardy, player of the game, we're giving it to the Junction City team because this was a team effort tonight. Yeah.
Well, how about the call right here? On 3rd and long, running a little outside play. Hey, get JT right there. He had confidence in his offense.
Yes, he did.
Hey,
and Jamal, man, Jamal knew I need 12.
He had a bad game, offensively. He kept trying to bounce to the outside. Well, they kept, they were set up to stop the outside. Well, hey, JT had confidence in his offense and his offensive line then. Once he got to the outside, all he didn't have to score. He had to do what he did to fall down there. man, this is a good team win tonight. Good team win tonight, but defense, oh my gosh. Gave up a couple of big long passes, and stopped them on, two or three fourth downs?
Yes. Well, let's see. They got the first two, and then yes, we stopped them on the next two.
Yes, and
so when they had to make the plays that really come down to it, they made it. And what I mean by come down to it, the plays like, okay, this is going to really set the tone for the outcome of this game.
Yes.
Offense,
man,
they did what they had to do.
Yes.
Somebody said, well, 14 points. Well, you know what? 14 is what we needed.
Yes.
And we got it.
Yes.
I was very proud of the offense doing what they had to do, and especially on that last play, the guys made the blocks they made, and Jamal made the run he had to make to get the W. A big win for Junction City.
Yes.
Coach, right now we share the 8AA titles, pending the outcome of the Parkers Chapel game. Of course, Dragons don't like to share,
no.
So we want to win that on senior night.
Yes.
But more importantly, that 1 seed.
Yes. And that's why you play the Harmony Groves at the beginning of the year. That's why you play the Hansel at the beginning of the year for times like this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Times like this. And, man, you build off this.
Yes, sir.
This is a good build. We got a bye next week, or do we got a bye next week, or we play
next week we got, let's see, I'm just going to look. Yes, we got a bye.
Okay.
And then we got we got Chapel for senior night. And then I believe, if I'm correct, a bye for the first round of the playoffs, Denton? Okay. Okay, let me pass on some stuff to you real quick. As far as the brackets, Desart, Garden, Foreman, you said they did win. So, folks that's keeping up with the brackets, keep those teams in mind because they all won, and they're all teams we will have to deal with. And it's a bye week for us. As far as the bracket. That was the thing about the bracket that I was going to talk about. Whoever was the 2 seed is looking at, they'll play the first round and then home field, but they will hit the road second round.
And this a very, very good Fordyce team right here. Very good Fordyce team. I hate to say this, but I would hate to see them on a dry field.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
A dry field and turf.
Let me tell you something. Fordyce, first things first, they played a whale of a game.
Yes.
Their defense, people have told, well, the defense is a little slow. They do hit hard and all, but you can do this or that. They showed tonight they were ready to play. That defense there has impressed me. The offense, I can see why people talk about them like they did, Gary. My goodness gracious.
Yes.
One step, and they looked like they was 10 yards down the field.
I'm going to hit on a thing that viewers probably watched or didn't see, but defensive line. Second half caused problems up front. I think tonight our offensive defense line was better than theirs up front on both sides of the ball. They played lights out second half. Stop the traps. I don't think they had a few long runs, but none more than 10 or 15 plus. So defensive line did good.
Well, as we mentioned at the start, mentioned all throughout the game, we said it like a million times it seems like. But this was a game people were talking about, anticipating.
Yes.
I will say this to the folks that was picking Fordyce to mercy rule.
Yeah.
I would not go into the business of being a pronosticator, or however you say, the expert on picking games. I'd leave that alone.
Yeah. These
2 teams, what little bit I saw them on film, you sit there and you go, you know what, this is almost evenly matched. Got to give the speed to Fordyce. There's no doubt. Got to give it to them. But you look at that and this is what you just said, Big Gary. You look at those 2 lines, and Junction held the edge there, and that ended up being the difference. I'm going to say tonight.
Difference making this ball game tonight.
That was the difference. The line play of Junction City against Fordyce. Woo, man. Well, any final thoughts? Are you good to go?
Well, I'm gonna say, good team win tonight.
Yep.
12 o'clock tonight, you got to get past this. Even though you got a bye week, it's still some things we need to improve on. Offensively, defensively. Hey, it's getting that time of the year. Sooner or later, it's going to be you win, you go on, you lose, you pack it up for next year.
Well, let me quote the head dragon himself. If you have a weakness and you don't correct it, you will be found out in the playoffs, and you will pay for it.
Yes.
We got to work on snaps.
Yes.
We still got to work on it's things that they coaches are going to work on anyway. But the one thing that concerns me is those high snaps.
Yes.
We need to get that under control because that could have undone us tonight.
Yeah, that's what killed our drives.
Yep.
You know, if you think about it, we had good drives going. Okay, we get a high snap, we lose 5. You know, then you go from 3rd and 5 to 3rd and 15. You know, that's one thing you work on. You know, and like I say, it's still time to improve.
Yep. Well, you mentioned assignments tonight. Let's jump in there real quick. Dragons did what they supposed to. The defense, once again, an outstanding job of playing their roles, so to speak, making their reads, and it seemed to improve as the game progressed. Instead of like, okay, oh boy, you know what, we're making that now, we're messing up. It seemed like, okay, they were getting us there. For instance, Sean and I talked about they're hitting us on the right side. We corrected it, and then they come back, they started popping us on the left a little bit. We corrected, they were in the middle a little bit, but it seemed like every time they'd have a little success, then it would get stopped.
Yes.
And that tells you guys are knowing what to do.
What to do.
Adjustments are being made on the fly, so to speak. Well done, Junction City defense. Offense, Brady Hutchinson, if there's ever an award for best mutter, Brady Hutchinson's got it. I mean, he had a heck of a game. Our players of the game, one more time, we gave it to the entire team tonight. A huge win for Junction City. Congratulations to the guys. I want to thank Sean Enos for coming in here tonight and helping us out. Big thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Coach Meeks, a shout out to you. Well done tonight.
Yes.
You made the calls before the game and once again lived up to it. Denton Ashcraft on the camera, on the board, keeping us in line. Thank you as always. For all of those guys and myself, I'm Wayne Pumphrey. Y'all have a blessed weekend. We will see you in 2 weeks from the Muse. Oh, one more thing. 20 in a row.
20.
Congratulations, guys. 20 in a row. I'm Wayne Pumphrey. Enjoy your weekend. We will see you next Friday, not next Friday night, but 2 weeks from Friday night for senior night here at the Muse. Y'all have a great weekend.
Yes.